Good morning, Race World. We are out here in sunny Northern California for the Nitto Tire Stampede out here at Prairie City, SVRA in Folsom, California. It's going to be a hot day today.
It's going to get up to about 90 degrees today, and it's already, the sun is shining. It's already getting warm up here in the Nitto booth, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see how it shakes out, but this is short course racing at its finest.
It is, and this morning we are going to open up the heat races with the UTV Pro Modified and the UTV Open classes. So we have split up the classes today with the UTVs. The next class up will be the UTV Stock Production, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But the number one qualifier yesterday, Mr. Travis Zollinger with a 1:44.32 is going to be first off the line.
Zollinger in that single seat Can-Am really laid it down and just barely bumped out a teammate, Paul Wolf, by 2 seconds. So it's going to be a great race. It's going to be a long day. We're starting here in about 5 minutes. We'll be racing, and we'll be racing off and on all day long. So make sure you tune in, ultra4racing.com/live. Go to the MAO app, go to the MAO and Ultra4 Facebook and YouTubes. Tune in, hit the share button, start a watch party. Let everybody know that Ultra4 is racing today. And if you're in the area, you still have time. It's $25 at the gate. Kids 12 and under are free. And this is one of the best spectator-friendly parks, short course races we race at. So if you're anywhere in the area, please come out. It's going to be an amazing day for some short course racing.
It's going to be a lot of fun, an amazing day, like you just said. We are actually going to start our 4400s now tonight at 5:30. The times have been switched up just a little bit.
We'll bring the schedule up here in a little bit, but we got prelims, we got heats, we got mains. It's going to be 5 cars advanced from time to time, and it's going to be a wild day.
A full day of action-packed racing out here at Prairie City.
And then we also have the course. It's a 1.28 mile course. We've got stuff going on, and here's a great shot of our schedule today. So we're about to kick off the UTV Pro Mod and Open. All advanced to the main event. It'll be 4 laps. And then 8 a.m.?
8 a.m. we'll have the UTV Stock Production heat race, and all it will advance as well in that class also.
And then at 8:30 we have the 4600 heat race, all advanced to the main, another 4-lap race.
And then at 9 o'clock we'll have the 4800 heat. Oh, did you say 48 or 46?
Nope, you're good.
4800 heat races 1 and 2. The top 5 from each will advance to the main, and there'll be 4 laps in each.
And then at 10 a.m. we'll kick off the 4500 heat race, 4 laps.
And then 10:30 we'll have our little tiny tots out there, the future of our sport, the 170s. They will be doing 4 laps. That will actually be their main race for the day.
And it's going to be awesome. That's the future of our sports. We absolutely love seeing those little guys and gals run around. And then right around 11:30 we'll kick off 4400 heat race number 1. The top 5 advance to the main, and that'll be a 5-lap race.
Yes, and then we will, at about noon, we'll go to the 4400 heat race number 2. The top 5 will advance also to the main, and they will have 5 laps as well.
And then at 1:30 we kick off the 4800 LCQ the top 5 advance to the main, and that'll be a quick 3-lap race. So that's going to be like a 5 or 6 minute race.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely quick. And then at 2 p.m., we will be starting off the UTV main event. They will have 6 laps out there. I heard some chatter this morning with some racers going, it's going to be a long 6 laps.
It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. And then at 2:30, we have the 46 main event at with 5 laps.
And then at 3:30, we'll start off with the 4800 main, the top 5 from each heat race, plus top 5 from the LCQ. They will be going out for 6 laps.
That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. At 4 p.m., the 4400 LCQ, the top 5 advance to the main, and it's a 3-lap race.
And then at 4:30, the 4500 main event will be a 6-lap race.
And 5 o'clock, we'll do a driver introduction and track maintenance.
And then on to the big boys, the 4400 main event, top 5 from each heat race, and the top 5 from the LCQ, and they will be doing 8 laps. And Miles, go ahead and go through
It's going to be a great day of racing. So, yeah, we'll let's flip back to the track. It's a 1.2-mile course, so the start-finish, obviously, there. Then it's a long right-hand sweeper, and then a super-fast go section right into the finger. That's actually the kingpin corner. And then the rigid rhythm section, that's some pretty nasty whoops, and it's really fun to watch the suspension work. And then there's a great jump in there at the Gomez tree jump, and then right into the Yukon launch. And the Yukon launch, they're doing probably 70, 80 miles an hour, and they're jumping uphill, and it's awesome. And then a long left-hand drifter. And yesterday in qualifying, you saw it was a little slick, and they were really drifting that long left
definitely
turn.
That blue groove that's in that corner up there, you could see them if you guys were watching, like Miles was saying, just drifting that whole entire corner.
It's awesome. And then they drop down that gunite section with 3 or 4 different lanes, so that if there's traffic, they're going to be going through that. It's going to be great.
And what you didn't see yesterday, you're getting ready to go into it. I'm sorry, I'm totally interrupting, but they are actually going to go, like you're saying, it's kind of, you see it's like a little bit of a sweeper, but then they're going to go into the Bronco boulders, which they did not do yesterday in qualifying.
It's a fast little wiggle section into the Bronco boulders, and the NorCal crew, John Gibby and Bird, really played with that, switched it up a lot. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very technical, and then we go through one little more rock section, then through the Recaro rocks, and then the Talladega turn to the start finish. So 1.28 mile lap. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, just hearing the chatter last night at the driver appreciation dinner and the drivers talking about the race course, it's a short course, but it is still difficult on the cars. As we saw, some people had some interesting mishaps.
Even in practice, we saw Travis Riley, tough break for him. I hated seeing it, but he completely wadded his car up. So he took his car home yesterday. He's coming out to spectate today. We saw Terry Madden take a little tip over, but he was working on that Can-Am late last night, got it back open, and I believe he's getting ready to take the line here very soon. Steve Graff took a tumble on the gunite section, and that was one car at a time.
Yes,
and
it was.
And now it's open wheel racing, so they got to be a little careful bumping through those rocks. If you catch a tire, it can just pop you right on over. So everybody's got to be, careful, but have fun and go fast. And
exactly.
Yesterday, what was it? The fastest lap of the day was a 1:30 by Mr. Brian Croft. So these races are going to be quick. So I think it's going to be an average just under a 2-minute lap, because when you're by yourself, you have open air. Well, now you have other cars you're battling with. So I bet you, it's going to be, most these early races are a 4-lap race, so it's going to be about 8 minutes. It's going to be fast.
And Brian Cross was our last qualifier yesterday, and he ended up turning down the fastest time.
Yeah, I always write my notes on the bottom, like, okay, fastest lap here, and it was like the last 3 in a row. Boom, Paul. Boom, Lauren. Boom, Brian. I was like, wow, they just got faster.
They just kept ticking each other off for sure. It was awesome qualifying. We were both up here standing up in the booth. We couldn't sit down. We both are getting messages from people watching at home. They have drivers out on course. They're doing the same thing. They're just like, I don't know how we're going. Like Chris Hickman, for instance, he was both messaging both of us, and he said, I can't sit at home. And then today he's like, my nerves are already going. So he's super excited to be watching from home. But if you are at home watching, make sure Miles will go through the spiel, but make sure you guys share the pages. Make sure you're watching it or sharing the watch and everything, so everybody around the world can watch the race. It's going to be a great day out here at Prairie City.
We've got a lot of spectators that are starting to trickle in already, and they'll be coming in all day long. But if you're at home, spread the word. Let's help grow Ultra 4. This is some of the best racing out there, I promise.
I know, and like I said yesterday, and you mentioned, I have never been here. You've been here a few times, so being here, watching this in person is totally different than watching it on a live show.
Yeah, when we first got here, we hopped straight in with our race director, JT Taylor, and took the Can-Am for a lap, and you're like, wow, this is so much different than on camera.
Yes.
Camera never does it justice, and this course is absolutely amazing, and it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
And speaking of cameras, we're going to have still cameras out there. We have cameramen out there, and then we have
4 cameras,
and then we have
the
FPV drones out there. It's going to be awesome footage. We were getting compliments on all the footage that was going on just yesterday. So imagine today with multiple cars on the race course. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and then we have the one here in the Nitto booth too. So we got 9 cameras all over the course. And then we have we walked the pits. We went did a little Gomez tour. So we'll throw in a couple little interviews we did on and off all day. So.
With Terry Madden. Terry Madden is actually getting ready to go on course, so maybe we can show a preview of his interview right now that I did with him.
You did that one, yeah. we traded off the camera and all that, but we caught up with Terry Madden. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday,
It's all starting to blur together, but let's Pam, what'd you have with Terry Madden? Let's see it.
Hey everyone, I am here in the pits with Mr. Terry Madden. You went out for practice this morning. What do you think about the track they put together?
The track's fun. It's always fun here, though. It's really nice to come back to Prairie City. It's something we did years ago. I'm not sure about the new rocks. They're just there. Whatever. We'll see how they turn out. They're part of it. But the track's always fun here. The jumps are good. The corners are fun. Dirt's in great shape.
Did you were you a little conservative, or did you go around the rocks most of the laps that you did, or were you just conservative through them every time just to try to find that line?
I was conservative through them every time. There's no point in working on anything right now. We are having a few problems with the car. We just had it completely apart, redid the chassis, new powder, everything on it's brand new. Didn't really have time to drive it, and got here and it's missing a little on high end, so we're having some tune issues. So hopefully we can figure that out. It feels perfect. I just don't have any power.
Well, tell us a little bit about it, because you are a Mid-America ambassador, so your new wrap's pretty awesome. Did you come up with this, or is this something that Mid-America has had as a theme?
So I was trying to come up with something, and I couldn't. And I walked out of the shop and saw Jason's new truck sitting there and loved it. And I said, well, can't just do that. And then 360 Wraps took over, and they killed it.
Awesome. Well, I know that you're up here in Prairie City this weekend for the race, and you're doing any other Ultra 4 races this season? Are you going? Well, you'll be at Visions in July, right?
I'm going to do Visions, Sturgis, and Nationals for sure. We've got a little conflict with a few of the others. I'm going to run some Nitro Rallycross stuff, so I'm not sure. I need to study schedule and prep time and figure out what we can do.
Awesome. Well, good luck out there qualifying later on. You have a strategy going for you?
The strategy is not to work on the car next week. We're leaving in a week for the Baja 500, and I'm going to take this down. So I don't want to tear it up. I'm just going to try and run and be conservative.
Awesome. Well, good luck out there.
Well, Pam, that was a lot of fun catching up with Terry Madden. He's a Mid-America Outdoor ambassador. He's a Can-Am sponsored athlete. It's great to see him doing so much stuff. I mean, he's a good old from back in the day. We started racing King of the Hammers in 09, both from Kansas. Now he's out here in California, but it's great to really see where he's gone, where he's going, and he's just a great representative of the sport. He started, just helping in the pits, doing co-driving, and he's one of the best co-drivers out there. I mean, he co-drives for a little bit of everybody, and it's great to see him enjoying himself in the driver's seat.
Exactly, and like you were saying, being a co-driver, so this year at King of the Hammers, he co-drove for Brian Deegan in the Can-Am. And
this Can-Am.
And this Can-Am,
yep.
Exactly, the one he's driving. But the thing about it is, if you watch like their YouTube channel or anything, Brian, like, he came from a different, whole different style of racing, and between his short course racing, his motocross racing. But he definitely learned a lot out there at King of the Hammers this year, racing in the rocks. But it sounds like we have another interview with Rob McCullough.
Yeah, we caught up with Rob McCullough just yesterday, so let's see what we had to say. It was a lot of fun. So I've got Rob McCullough right here, the number 783 in a UTV, and UTV is kind of the fastest growing sport, and I love seeing all of you guys come out and play.
Yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while. As you can tell, this is a 2018. It's a little bit older car. I built it from the day I bought it up to where it's at, and it's a great sport. It's really, really competitive. It's a great way to get into the to the Ultra 4 or any UTV racing in general for a reasonable price. And it, like I said, I mean, it's probably the most competitive class there is, I think.
Yeah, and you can literally go to any dealer, buy a Can-Am, buy a Polaris, buy a Yamaha, Kawasaki, almost anything, and safety's about the only thing, because they all run good. They all have decent suspension. Beef up stuff here and there, but put on some safety stuff and go racing, right?
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I think, the biggest number one concern to me with any stock car is safety. And, whether it's a race car or a recreation car, roll cages and proper safety harnesses, window nets are something I advocate to all my friends or anybody that does any type of UTV riding, just to keep your arms in the car, because the majority of any rollovers where you hear somebody gets hurt, it's usually a broken arm or something. But, like you said, the number one concern is to just make the car safe and to make sure that the people, the occupants inside the car are safe, and that you're having a good time, but always be safe and think about what you're doing. With me personally, I really like HTR suspension. These guys have supported me from day one. They've always given me, an incredible product. I've beat the crap out of it, and I've only fractured one arm, but I hit a rock incredibly hard. Also, a couple of other people that have helped me out. Reno Cycles and Gear, RCV, and Class 1 Motorsports out of Reno, Nevada. They're some of the top-notch guys in the industry. We've got a ton of great competitors out here. Everybody has their own, pick and their choice of what they run, but we all have super competitive cars that are all running basically the same platform. And, like we touched on, if anybody wants to come out and do this, this is the way to get into the sport. And I would 100%, encourage you to come out, come join us, have a great time, be safe. And like I said at the beginning, just make sure your car is super safe, and keep your family and your friends safe even when you're out doing recreational.
Yeah, absolutely. You're fairly local to here, so this is kind of a home track. Who's one person out on course that you want to beat today or tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, I think the guys from ZRP, and I actually have some of their parts here. Those guys they're super fast.
Zollander,
the Zollander racing team. Jake and Travis both have built incredible cars. I mean, they're they're a little bit different platform than what I run because they have the tooling and the technology to build, top-notch cars. But, I've competed with them before, and I think I've got a solid chance. I've rebuilt the whole car front to back, and we're going to do what we can to hold our own against them.
Well, Rob, best of luck, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself, or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
The thing that people don't realize about ARB is that they have been developing the parts as our series and our sport has grown to these new extremes. They keep evolving as the sport is evolving.
Welcome back. We are getting close to kicking off this race. We had a little bit of hiccup, but we're going to fight through it. We're going to make a great day of racing. Just making sure the track is safe. I mean, that's the number one event. The Mid-America Outdoor Crew and the Ultra 4 with NorCal, we got a lot of people out there prepping the track, making sure everything's good, and we are about to kick off the UTV race. It's going to be a great day of racing, so thanks to everybody for a little patience, but we are going to get through this, and we're going to have a great, great day, Pam.
Yes, we are. We're going to have, they have to make sure all the lineup's right, everything's ready to go. It sounds like we're going to be going live here just momentarily.
Yeah, lots of chatter through the PCI race radio.
It
sounds like it's about to go down. So thank you again for everybody for tuning in to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at Prairie City SVRA in Folsom, California. You can see them getting all rolling through there. So Travis Zollinger, number 20 on the pole. Then it's number 86, Paul Wolf.
And then that third position will be Cole Clark, and in that fourth position will be Scott Lesage.
And then John Rance and Austin Thompson.
And then the seventh position will be Terry Madden and Mark Welch.
And last but not least is Jacob Versing. Remember, this is the UTV Pro Mod and the UTV Open, so we have two races going on at the same time. They're going to do a little bit of a parade lap and then go live racing. And it's going to be, I believe, a rolling start side by side. And this is going to be great.
This is exciting. Short course style racing at its finest.
Yep, there's our race director, JT Taylor, getting them led around there. And Travis Zollinger in that single seat Can-Am next to his Can-Am teammate, Paul Wolf. And most of these guys and gals are running no co-driver for weight reasons.
Exactly. And speaking of Travis Zollinger being in that single seat Can-Am, I only know of two Can-Ams that have been built into a single seat. Travis Zollinger has one, and then at Mid-America Outdoors, Kobe Caraway, he races in a single seat as well.
Cool.
So those are the only two single seat Can-Ams that I have. Obviously they're custom built because we know that the X3s are all built as a two-seater. But in this world that I know of, actually actively racing are Kobe Caraway and Travis Zollinger. But that has to be an advantage for them being in that single, center line, lower center of gravity for them. Awesome looking race cars.
So it looks like it's going to be a rolling start, and they are off. So Travis Zollinger, Paul Wolf, Cole Clark, Scott Lesage, John Rance, Austin Thompson, Terry Madden, Mark Welch, and Jacob Versing.
It looks like Paul Wolf got that whole shot to turn one.
What a drag race it was. So now it's got a long right sweeper and then down to the kingpin corner.
You can see right there, everybody put their easy ups. That's a great area to spectate from right there.
Yeah, if you're anywhere in the area, please come out. This is going to be great. And remember, all these racers do have spotters in the stands to make sure everything's good. But Paul Wolf with the early lead running strong. But Zollinger, then Cole Clark going through the rigid rhythm section.
They made it look very easy going through that. Now they just went through the Gomez tree.
And now Paul Wolf's hitting the Yukon launch, getting a little hang time right there and starting to walk away just a little bit. This is a 4-lap race, so this is going to be only a 7 or 8 minute race. So this is not save the car. This is give it all you got every race. And this is setting everything up for the main event later on today.
Wow, and you can see that gunite section is definitely, they're taking that middle line on it. It's a little bit rougher.
And Mark Welch just darn near jumps down the entire thing. There's Jacob Versey towards the back. John Rance. And here is the Bronco Boulders. Are they starting to bunch up just a little bit? These cars can run up to a 35-inch tire, and look how big these Bronco Boulders are. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this shakes up. As that was Paul Wolf, Zollinger, Cole Clark, Mark Welch.
Terry Madden, I believe. Yes, that's Terry Madden.
And what a great race we have on our hands. So yesterday, Travis Zollinger threw down a 140, but I forgot to tell everybody they skipped the Bronco Boulder, so that's going to add some time today. So I bet you that 2-minute mark while racing is going to be very realistic.
I think it's going to add some time to it, but I don't think it's going to add too much time. But like we were talking yesterday, I can't remember which racer we were talking with, but they were saying how they think that in that Bronco Boulder section, that's where the passes are going to be made, because everybody else on course, you're all, pedal down. But that Bronco Boulder section, some people are going to be, being more conservative right there, because even though they're only doing, 4 laps is 4 laps, so you got a long race ahead of you. You don't want to break on the first lap.
Yeah, and Paul Wolf just threw down a 142, and one of my favorite saying is to finish first you must finish. So you do have to save the car, but look at Paul Wolf through the rigid rhythm section, really starting to get a lead on Zollinger, and this is a physical finish race. This is short course. We're used to the 30-second adjusted. We don't have to play that game. It's whoever comes across first wins. So that's how important these heat races are, because that sets you up for the main event.
Exactly. And Mr. Paul Wolf out front right now, qualified second today. He also is in that number 2 position later on in the 4,400 class as well. So it's going to be it's going to be a great day of racing for sure.
It's going to be a great day, so make sure you do not go anywhere. Thank you again to the Robinette family, the Mid-America Outdoors, Ultra 4, NorCal, and John Goodby and his whole crew, all the volunteers. We have our merch down here. We've got great vendors all over the place, so be sure if you're in the area, come on out. It's $25 per person. Children 12 and under are free.
Mm-hmm. And right there, they're going in that area that we were talking about earlier before they go to the gunite, that section where the blue group was yesterday.
So there's Paul Wolf coming out of the Bronco Boulders, has another little rock section, and then hit the Recaro rocks, and he'll be finishing lap number 2.
Mr. Mark Welch right there going through the Bronco Boulder section. There's Paul Wolf finishing out the Recaro rocks.
Nope, he's getting ready to head into the Recaro rocks. That's that other little rock garden we threw in there that's new.
Oh, the extra rocks.
Yeah, JT loves throwing some rocks in there. There's Cole Clark. So Cole Clark got around Travis Zollinger, and then it's Mark Welch moved in that 4th position. Mark Welch started in 8th, so he's really moved his way up. And that's Jacob Versey. So that is the Bronco Boulders we're looking at as we speak. And Cole Clark is really starting to push hard.
Look at that great drone footage right there. I love it when they get up a little bit higher so you can see where the action is all over race course.
There's John Rance. So we'll see his dad, Sean Rance, Sr., racing in the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class here in just a little bit.
So Austin Thompson, I ran into him this morning, and I asked him, I said, are you ready for the day? And he said, I am. He goes, but I had to change out my front diff last night. So he had a little bit of work to do, but he's out on course right now, currently running in that number 7 position.
Yep. So Paul Wolf still out front with a pretty good lead, looking good. As he comes down that gunite section, he just came up the Yukon launch.
They're making that look very easy.
Yeah, it's a pretty steep little hill with multiple lines, so it'll be exciting to see if they get bunched up once again. So they are out on lap 2 of 4, so we are over halfway through this race.
Those rocks right there, you can just see right there.
Yeah, the Bronco Boulder field is awesome.
Boulder is the right term for that section for sure.
And then there's about a 20-foot section in the middle where it's just dirt, so you got a little bit of time to kind of regroup and get lined up for the next rock section. There comes Cole Clark in that RMS-built RS1.
Be able to look straight for a second.
Yeah. And there's a pass, it looks like. Mark Welch was trying to get around somebody at the end.
It kind of looked like it might have been Travis Zollinger, but I'm not sure. Because we do have Paul Wolf is still physically out on front. We have Cole Clark behind me, He is gaining on Paul Wolf, but that was Mark Welch getting by Travis Zollinger for sure.
So there's Paul Wolf, and then it's Cole Clark. And there's Terry Madden as he's coming through the Bronco Boulder field. And it is a drag race between Paul Wolf and Cole Clark as they head towards the Kingpin 180 corner. And Mark Welch is in that third position. There's Jacob the Blonde Ambition Versey.
And he's still running in a rented car.
Yes, yeah, they borrowed that from Josh Smith.
Yes.
Yep, he borrowed that car in Moab as well.
Yes, Josh Smith, he'll be up next in the UTV stock production class. But, yeah, he's been running in that and the UTV Open. So we have it looks like on screen, Cole Clark has passed Paul Wolf.
Yes, good call. It must have been a drag race up the Yukon launch. Cole Clark got around Paul Wolf. Was Paul Wolf sleeping a little bit? But remember, that means they'll both start on the front. So first or second in your heat lap, I'd be happy with it. Save the car a little bit.
Yes, exactly. They'll be drag race to the end.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is that strategy? We don't know. But regardless, great driving by Cole Clark to get around
Well,
him.
if you think about it, you want to start on that inside line. So if he finishes in second place, when they come into turn one, when they're drag racing off the start line, he's going to have the inside line. So it could definitely could be a strategy.
But regardless, Cole Clark and Paul Wolf are running strong. This is going to be fun.
They are coming in. It's going to be a drag race to the checkered flag.
Oh, sounds like Paul Wolf has a left rear flat tire, so that's what's going on.
Out here, we're thinking it was a strategy. Paul Wolf is a smart racer.
I promise you it's not strategy to get a flat tire.
No, definitely not. But you know what? He's going to still finish out, and if he stays in that position and does not get passed by Mr. Mark Welch.
The checkered flag is out, so it will go to Cole Clark.
Yeah, Mark Welch is right on Paul Wolf's tail. Let's see if he can hang on to that number 2 position
but
through
remember,
the checkered flag.
Mark Welch is in the open class. So 1, it does go to Cole Clark. 2 goes to Paul Wolf. And then in that first position for the open class goes to Mark Welch.
Wow, that was a great race. Still going, Mr. Travis Zollinger.
And then, Travis Zollinger looks like he'll get in that 4th position as he's coming through the Recaro Rocks. Pam, this has been some great racing, and we're just getting started.
It's just race 1. What's going on here? It's going to be a great day all around. But, wow. What a way, though. That goes to prove, you have a flat tire, but you have a strategy in your head of where you're wanting to start. Paul Wolf just stayed with it. They think about the damage that they could do to the car with having a flat, but he just kept going.
There's Austin Thompson and John Rance battling all the way to the finish line. So Paul Wolf had a flat tire on that last lap. That just goes to show you how hard these guys and gals will be pushing today, trying to get to the front. And this was their heat race. It was a 4-lap race, and they all do advance to the main event. Their main event kicks off right around 2 p.m.
We still have a race going on. We got Madden out there on course. Austin Thompson and Jacob Versey. They're all 3 in the Recaro Rocks as we speak. And looks like Madden's taking it easy. It looks like he must have something going on here. He's not pushing it.
And I didn't say his name, but that was Scott Lesage just finished. I did not have him on my sheet. Well, yes, I did. I just missed it. So sorry about that. So Scott Lesage with a strong run. So Cole Clark, then Paul Wolf, Mark Welch, John Rance, Travis Zollinger, Austin Thompson, Scott Lesage, and then Jacob Versey. And Terry Madden. Remember, if you want to watch this live timing we have in front of us, go to live.ultra4racing.com. And then we'll be giving away some amazing laser nut trophies later on today. So thank you again to Cody Wagner and company for providing our laser nut trophies for the entire season once again. And if you haven't seen one of those, you absolutely have to. And then if you win a trophy today, you can order one and give it away to your sponsor, or put it in your trophy room for on one side in the shop, trophy room in the house, whatever you want to do. But again, thank you to Cody Wagner and company. So, again, we want to thank everybody for coming out here and watching the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. We just wrapped up our first heat race, the prelim for the UTV Pro Mod and Open Class, and it was a lot of fun. We had 9 cars out on course, and it's going to be wild. I can't wait to see how this
9 cars.
plays
We had
out.
2, yes, exactly. 9 cars, 2 different classes. We just had the UTV Pro Modified and the UTV Open out there. So Mark Welch, like you said, he finished first in his class, but 3rd overall. But they're starting as they just finished the heat races. It's not going to start, per class in the order they finished per their class. So it's still going to all be commingled and everything. But that was an awesome race to start.
Yeah.
What a way to start off the morning up here in Prairie City.
Yeah, and this is just getting started. It's only going to get better and better. And we just saw the Pro Mod and the Open. So the Pro Mod, you can have aftermarket commercials or aftermarket turbos, but everything's going good, and I just can't wait to see how this all shakes out.
Yes.
But it sounds like we have a little break in the action, so we'll take a quick break, give a little love to our amazing partners. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. We are about to kick off the UTV stock race. Looks like we have 12 cars will be taking the line, and this is going to be another fun one to watch, Pam.
It definitely will be. We have our number 1 qualifier, Mr. Jason Sears, on that line in the number 218. He also has been the mechanic for Dan Wyrick for quite a while.
And been helping Paul Wolf here lately.
Exactly, because Paul Wolf has Dan Wyrick's old car, so he's out here racing. He races also with the NorCal Rock Racing Series as well.
It's great to see him so involved with Ultra 4, and now, enjoying himself as well. So it's great to see everybody, because, again, if you walk through the pits, we've been doing it the last couple days, and you can just see if someone needs help, everybody's got open arms. You need a tool, you need a part. Everybody's running around. I saw Alex Fleming this morning out on the backtrack.
Yes.
He blew up his front ring and his front differential yesterday, so he's kind of breaking in the new gears. But I saw all hands on deck. He had some teammates over there helping, and everybody's here at Ultra 4 is there to help everybody. And that's why the Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4 are really blending well together, and it's just one big family.
It definitely takes a team. It's not a single-man sport for sure. We were talking yesterday about Ross.
Ross Glaive.
Ross Glaive comes out to King of the Hammers as a only person with his car, but everybody in the pits, they put their hands in the car if they need to help out with anything. It's just one big happy family out there.
Yeah, we just saw Scott Lesage. He does the same thing.
Yes.
I think it was 2 years ago. He raced every single race. He's from Southern California and raced our entire national series. So, and he would show up a lot of times in a pickup with a trailer by himself and out there just doing his thing. So it's great to see the drive all these guys and gals have out there.
Yes, for sure. And you were speaking of parts. Also, if for some reason you need a part, sometimes they can go get it directly from our merchandise trailer as well, because we do have parts on there.
And Ultimax belts, and we got all sorts of great stuff.
All kinds of parts, gloves.
Yeah.
Hats.
So go see Angel, Carly, and the whole crew. They're down there ready. Christina's down there helping out and make sure everything's going good. Yeah, they've got it all. If you forgot a little bit of anything, we've got it down there at the merchandise trailer. And then we've got King here. We've got Nitto. We've got PCI. We've got a little bit of everything here. The vendor row is very impressive here.
Yes, for sure. And Dan Wyrick, we were talking about him. His daughter-in-law, she actually has Off-Road Patriot out here selling merchandise as well. She's out at all of these races up here in the Northern California area. But there's lots of everything that you want to get. Pretty much you can get out here right now.
Yeah, and again, the grandstands are starting to trickle in, but it's going to be a lot of people out here watching for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. Again, $25 at the gate. Kids 12 and under are free. Come on out and watch some of the finest Ultra 4 short course racing we have.
And do we want to go ahead and go through the lineup for our next race? All right. So like we said earlier, the 218 of Jason Sears will be the number 1 off the line.
And then right next to him will be Rob McCalla.
And then John Bonanno on the number 341 in that third position.
And then Joshua Smith.
And then in the 5th position will be Trey McKinley.
And then Brian Crofts. He'll be playing double duty today as well.
And in that 7th position, the 711 of Ray Johnson. In the 8th position, the 915 of David LeMay.
And then it goes Jason Berry.
And then the 10th position, the number 71 of Dustin Nettles.
And then we go Brian Hamby.
And then the 12th position, the 805 of Mark Masali.
And, yeah, it's just going to be a great day. This is all one class. It's the UTV stock production. And they have to have an OEM chassis, 1,000cc max engine, 33-inch tires. And we are live racing. Jason Sears, it looks like gets pulled a little. No, he does. Has a great run going. So the whole shot goes to him, and it's a fast race. Well, they're heading this long right-handed sweeper and then down the drag race to the Kingpin corner. As you see, there's 12 cars drag racing down the line right there.
I mean, literally, there's only 3 extra cars on the track right now from the last race, but it looks like there's a whole bunch more, and there's going to be so much more action as well.
Yeah, they'll be coming through their rigid rhythm as we speak, and it is just an absolute dogfight out there on course.
You know, when we were on course the other day, I was expecting it to be just a little bit more rough like right now for the guys, and it's not.
And I may have called it wrong. That's Rob McCallow that got the whole shot, so he's running strong out front.
And that looks like Jason Sears in that number 2 position. We'll know as soon as they come across over here closer to us.
How awesome is that Yukon launch? That just goes to show you how hard they are pushing. They're doing 60 miles an hour uphill doing that jump as they come down the gunite section.
I believe in 2nd position, that might have been John Bonanno in that Can-Am.
What a great day of racing we've had thus far, and we are just getting started as they come through the Bronco boulders. We need to give a huge shout-out to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Mid-America Outdoors, The Off-Road Syndicate, Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, Ultimax Belts, and King of the Hammer. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing partners, we would not be racing today, as we have a drag race.
Right there. That's Josh Smith right there passing for the lead
around
Rob McCallum.
Josh Smith is definitely a fan favorite for today's race. This young man is incredibly fast.
And he normally has a co-driver with him, but he is not. We were talking about with being short course racing, we don't run them. But, Corey Nassau.
Yeah, I was chatting with him this morning, and Corey's normally his co-driver is like, I assume you're not riding. He's like, absolutely not. Weight at this race is a huge difference. So Josh Smith out of Castle Rock, Colorado, with Smith Brothers Racing out front. He runs closely with the pit guys.
And through the line just now is Joshua Smith in that number 1 position, Rob McCallum 2, Trey McKinley in that 3rd position, John Bonanno in 4th, Brian Cross 5th, Jason Berry 6th.
So we have half the field through, and then goes David LeMay. His first race was this year at Moab. Great to see him out here still playing in that Honda Talent. But we are following Josh Smith right now as he's getting ready to hit the Yukon launch.
And launching they are doing.
They are getting some hang time, that's for sure. And then a long left-handed sweeper.
You can tell that they did a lot of track prep last night. There is no blue groove right there right now, but yesterday during qualifying we had lots of blue groove all over.
Yeah, we need to thank the Robinette family, all the volunteers, the Ultra 4 and MAO crew, media, safety, USAC. John Goodby and Bird have been working on this track with NorCal, so a huge shout out to everybody to make this race possible.
You know, our pole sitter, Jason Sears, he has not come through, so he must have had some kind of mishap over in the King hairpin, because we haven't seen him at all on race course.
Haven't seen Jason Shears or Brian Hamby. Not sure what's going on.
Oh, and look at right here. We have somebody stopped.
That's John Bonanno.
And we have somebody stopped on the other side, which I believe that is Brian Hamby right there. Yeah, that's Brian Hamby stuck in the Bronco boulders.
Yeah. And they were talking. I was walking through just after they finished this section, and there was a couple of the UTV guys going through here like, man, this is going to be hard on equipment. But, hey, that's just part of it.
And there's Jason Berry on screen right there. You did an interview with him. He actually – Wheeling. I learned a lot about that company. It's an engineering company, but the lights that they run.
The lights, the sirens.
The safety lights. Yep. I believe that the number was about 90% of all of the safety vehicles in the United States run the Wheeling lights, and he has them on his car. So later on we'll be able to show you guys a little preview.
Yeah, and we've teamed up with Wheeling. They've helped out the Mid-America Outdoors crew, and they've shipped out a bunch of safety lights and sirens and stuff for us. So, again, a huge shout-out to the Wheeling Manufacturing for helping us out. And it's a dogfight to the finish. This will be a race to the finish for sure.
All right, so Joshua Smith in that number 1 position still. Rob McCalla in 2. Trey McKinley 3rd.
Trey McKinley, that's Jeff McKinley's son. You recognize Iron Man Racing there. Great to see them still racing. I saw Jeff at the drivers' meeting yesterday. I said, hey, I don't see your name on the list. He's like, no, but my boy Trey is. So
that's
I was like,
awesome.
all right. I said, are you going to get back into racing? He's like, I hope to. I was like, well, we'd hope so, too, because he's raced with Ultra 4 for a long time. But great to see, again, the
Super nice
father-son, the whole family affair. And Josh Smith is on a mission with that Liqui Polaris.
You were saying he's a young gentleman, but he's super young, like 20 or something?
Early 20s for sure. And he's worked his way up and driven one heck of a race as he comes through the Bronco boulders.
Yeah, those boulders, a lot of the UTV drivers were hoping the larger cars would knock them down. It didn't happen so much, I don't think.
Well, yesterday they skipped this section for qualifying.
But in practice, in general, they were hoping the larger cars would knock them down. I mean, they're probably knocked down a little bit, but not much.
And this is another four-lap heat race, and they all advance to the main event. So as Josh makes it through this rock section, he'll hit one more Recaro rocks and then get the white flag. So Josh Smith is running one heck of a race, and it's his race to lose. So he just needs to be smooth and quick here, because it doesn't matter how much of a gap you win by. You're going to start side by side in the main event. And I believe that one kicks off at 2 p.m.
Through the line, his fastest lap time has been a 1:55.641. Has been his fastest lap today.
Sounds like we got a right rear flat on our third place. Maybe Trey. I don't know which one that was, but getting a little chatter through the PCI race radios. Have a flat tire.
Time will tell to see who's running that flat tire possibly, and if they can stick it out and keep their position on track.
It looks like, does that left rear on Josh Smith's car look a little goofy?
That's what it sounds like. He might possibly have a flat.
Can't quite tell, but he made it through the rigid rhythm section up the Yukon launch.
Let's see. You said right rear. It does look a little bit funky, but right there it didn't look too bad.
I can't tell. But regardless, he's got to save the car. We saw Paul Wolf leading the race just a minute ago, and then he had a flat, and then Cole Clark got around him. So
it looks
anything
like it's a
can
little
happen.
Low.
It's definitely not flat, but it looks a little soft.
Yes.
And tire pressure is a big deal on short course, because you want, if it's a normal short course, you don't want a whole lot of air in there. But here for the rocks, you need to have a little air. So there's a happy medium.
I mean, you got to find that pressure point too on them, because in these rocks, you can get pinch flats. Those pinch flats are not fun. So going through the rock sections like this, pinching it between that and the wheel, I've had it happen personally to me, and I know it's definitely not fun. But Josh Smith out there still running. He's on his last lap, so he will be getting the checkered flag here momentarily.
McCalla coming through.
And he's still running in that number 2 position.
Yep, and then Trey McKinley, John, Brian Crofts, Jason Berry, David LeMay, Dustin Nettles, Ray Johnson, Mark Marcelli, and Jason Sears. So we've got a lot of people out on course right now. There's Jason Berry with Wheelan right there, another Mid-America ambassador, as Joshua Smith grabs the checkered flag. So winning his heat race, he'll start up front for his main event later on today.
He had quite the lead, almost an 8-second lead on second place.
So second place goes to Rob McCalla.
And in third position, Trey McKinley.
In fourth spot goes John Banana.
And in that fifth position, the number 91 of Brian Crofts.
Brian Cross will be racing in the 4,400
Our pole
later
setter
on today. Yep, he was the fastest man of the day yesterday with a 1:30. And then Jason Berry gets in that 6th spot.
And on screen right there is a 915 of David LeMay and the 71 of Dustin Nettles finishing out their lap. And they will all advance to the main event.
We'll be racing off and on all day long, so make sure you do not go anywhere. It's been a great day of racing, Pam. We've got two races under our belt. We've got 8 laps that just blew through them, and what a great day of racing. I can't wait to keep on going. Up next will be the 4600 heat race. We're going to be clicking through things, but we're looking good on time. I think everything's going to work out really, really well.
We stalled just a little bit this morning, just making sure you got to make sure your ducks are all in a row before you can get things started, and that's exactly what we did. And
we talked about weather. It's only going to we woke up this morning, it was, I think, 65 when we left this morning, and then and there is number 711. That is Ray Johnson. It looks like the left front is completely folded under, so he has a ball joint issue of some sort, so tough break for him.
And he was running in that 9th position, but it looks like he did not finish that last lap, obviously, because he's out there on course right now.
Yeah, tough break. So we'll get the NorCal and MAO and Ultra 4 crew out there to get them safe and sound. And JT Taylor's on top of things. We'll keep everything running smooth today. We'll be watering the track off and on because that's what I was getting at with the weather. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful this morning, and it's getting warm already. It's going to be touching 90 degrees later on today. So as the day gets warmer and warmer, they're going to have to keep the track going. So while we have a little break in the action, we're going to give some of our partners some love. So we'll be right back after this.
It's time for electric to turn into lightning. An electric truck that can haul on both ends, that can help build your house, and if need be, power that house. That feels like a bullet train and works like a freight train. The fully electric F-150 Lightning.
All right, we are back. We are getting lined up for the 4600 stock class. Are we ready, Miles?
It's going to be a good one. Let's see. It looks like we have 12 cars that will be taken out. So it's going to be great. The 4600 Spider Track stock class is definitely a fun race to watch.
We're going to have one super quiet car out there. We'll never hear him go by.
Old Boston Kyle. He's running that Toyota that Bailey Cole used to race. Mm-hmm. But he put a Nissan Leaf motor in it because it's all electric. So I was watching him in practice. I've actually got a ride in that vehicle at King of the Hammers, and it's just so cool to see it back there. And he wanted to race, but we don't quite have the class for him because he's the only one. There are some motor packages out there with Hypercraft and Dana Spicer, but they're just not ready yet. But he asked JT, can I come out and race? He's like, come out, we'll figure it out.
Right.
So he comes out, he qualifies, has fun out there, and then he took it upon himself to walk around the pits to talk to the other stock class guys. He's like, hey, I want to race with you, but I don't want to be in your way. Here's my lap time. I think I can be fast enough not to be in your way, but just slow enough I'm not going to be battling for the front. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, yeah, come out and race with us. So it's just great to see the sportsmanship. So it's awesome. So it'll be really cool to see, and we'll have action all day. And it sounds like we set up for another commercial break, so let's tune in. And welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Prairie City Stampede. It's going to be an amazing day. We're just outside of Folsom City, California, and we're getting ready to kick off the 4600 Spider Track stock class. This class, you have to run a stock OEM frame. Wheelbase must stay within 3 inches. Factory engine, but may be replaced with any available engine the same make, model, and year. Have to run a factory transmission, a 35-inch DOT tire. So a lot of these tires that they're racing on, like you can have that same 35-inch Nitto tire on on your race car and your tow rig. Pretty cool to see. Single 2.5 shock per corner, factory-style suspension like leaf springs, coil springs, TTB, IFS, or whatnot, and has to have mechanical steering. And again, it's a great tight-knit group. It's awesome. And here's our 1.28-mile race course. There's the start-finish on the top left of your screen. We're running counterclockwise. We'll go from there down to the kingpin corner at the finger, head through the rigid rhythm section, hit the Gomez tree jump, and then go up this Yukon launch. And the big cars will be running 80, 90 mile an hour up there, and they are getting some serious airtime. I bet you they're jumping 75, 80 feet. And then go around a long left sweeper that's super fast, and they can really drift out. And you were talking about that blue groove earlier. And then they come down that gunite section where there's at least 3 different lines you can go down here. And then you do a fast little snake section into the Bronco boulders. There's 2 sets of rocks in there. The first section's kind of big and gnarly, and then you have a little dirt section. Kind of regroup, refocus. You're getting jarred around, and then you hit the end of the Bronco boulders, and then it's a long left sweeper. There's another rock garden just before the Recaro rocks, then the Talladega long left-hand sweeper, and that's 1.28 miles, and we'll do another 4-mile lap there. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see the 4600 Spider Track stock class take off. They'll be taking off here in just a little bit. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in. Ultra4Racing.com/live. Go download the MAO app. Go to the MAO and Ultra 4 Facebook page and YouTube, and tell us where you're tuning in from.
Exactly.
Because Pam's pretty good about checking in to see what's going on the Facebooks and whatnot.
So sounds like we have some interviews that we're going to go across. Mr. John Snell, who is actually qualified second yesterday, we did get an interview with him, so maybe we can go to him. And but we have some interviews we're going to show everybody here at home. So enjoy.
Yeah, he's being lifted up by a Bronco. Glenn's over there, so wait, is he? No, Glenn.
So what do you think about the Jumbotron, kids?
The what?
The Jumbotron, the big TV.
Yeah, that's a lot cooler than my TV.
It's a lot cooler, isn't it?
When I backed up, it was awesome. I saw that person.
Yeah, you can see him out there on course, isn't it? And guess what? You're going to be on that TV in a little bit. This is Jax. He's Jaron Gunter's little boy, and he's going to be racing in the 170 class. How excited are you for it, buddy? It's going to be awesome, isn't it? How much fun do you have watching your dad do this?
So much.
And now guess what? You may get a trophy before your dad does. How cool would that be?
He's going to get a trophy before his dad does.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, guess what? He already got a trophy.
He's already got one?
Yeah, I got my first one.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Where's it at? Is it in your bedroom?
Yeah, at home.
Heck yeah. But it's just cool to see that your dad, you get to watch your dad race, and then he gets to watch you race.
Yeah.
Is he the one that's going to be talking in your ear while you're racing?
Yeah.
What's he say? Go faster? Or did he tell you slow down?
No, slow down, since he was throttling on the mountain, then his what fell out again?
I think the transmission broke, but I think you're going to try to fix it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you kiddos have a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great weekend, isn't it? High fives. Yeah, and one more? All right. Well, it's going to be a good weekend. The kids are having fun, so are we.
Miles, those kids had a blast talking to you. They thought it was so fun.
Yeah, they were having so much fun. It's just fun. I was just kind of standing from afar watching them, and they're just watching the Jumbotron. And, this is just the biggest TV I've ever seen, and I was having a little fun with them. And I was like, hey, would you want to put your Nintendo on there? They're like, yeah. But it's just great to see because that's Jackson, and that's Jaron Gunter's son, and Jaron's going to race in the big class, but Jackson's going to race in the 170 class here in a little bit. So it's just that's the future of our sport. If we don't have fun with them, I mean, again, Ultra 4 in Mid-America is all about family friendly. So bring the whole family out. Let your kids race in the 170 classes. We're going to try to bring that to most races. Sometimes we can't make it just due to the race course and whatnot,
right.
But we really are going to try to involve the 170s as much as we can.
I mean, the kids are already coming out here with the parents racing, watching the parents racing. So if we are able to accommodate a course for them, then they're definitely going to do that for them.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you said, it only makes sense for the 170s to be out here racing because they are our future. So seat time is seat time. Anytime they can race, let's do it. But up here at the NorCal Rock Racing Series, they also race the 170s, and they race them every single race because their races are here. So they have a whole slew of kids that come out here and race.
Yeah, it's great to see. Yep, and like I said, we've been walking through the pits the last couple days trying to get caught up with everybody, and we tried to get one with Paul, and he's like, man, sorry, I'm busy, but swing by later if you can. So we did swing by, and he's under the car, and I'm like, hey, Paul, you got a minute? And so I threw it to Pam, and let's see what he had to say.
Hey, everybody. We are here in Paul Wolf's pits. Qualifying is going to be going down here at 2:30. We have a driver's meeting starting at 2 o'clock, but we have a little bit of work going on in the pits. Paul is underneath his car, struggling to get his whole floor pan off here. So, Paul, what's going on?
I got a transmission seal leaking right now on the tail shaft, so we're going to try to get it apart, get a new one in it before qualifying. We missed second practice, but I think we got a good car. We did some guessing on it, but we'll find out when we go out to qualify.
All right. Well, good luck out there. We'll let you get back to work, but thanks for taking a moment to talk to us.
Thank you. Anytime.
All right. Back to everybody, and we'll take a peek at what he's doing underneath his car, and good luck to Paul Wolf.
I am Monster Mate.
Welcome back. That was an awesome interview with Paul Wolf. It was pretty cool to see him out there working on the car. I mean, he literally was thrashing to get that because he was getting ready to go on course to qualify in his 4400 car.
And qualified well. He
qualified it, yes, very well.
And it's just fun because, again, we try to make friends with all the racers. It's what I enjoy. It's what you enjoy. It's what we all enjoy. So they feel pretty comfortable with us. So I was like, hey, Paul, do you care if we just – he's like, yeah, I'm working. I'll chat with you. And It's just great to see. He's like, yeah, it may be loud. There's going to be an impact. We're like, that's fine.
Yep,
it's
and his wife and his little girl were in the background, as you could see on the camera. But it's super fun to be out there. And, he's out there thrashing on the car. As we were leaving here last night, about 9:30, I think it was, he was still in his fire suit. That goes to show you that he was still working on his car. Didn't even have time to change because he wanted to be ready for the UTV race first thing this morning. But let's give a little bit of shout out to the people watching on our live show right now. So we have Tom, who is at the medic ambulance down in our hot pits.
One of our medics right down here checking in the AMSOIL hot pit. So great to see.
Yes.
One of my buddies, or one of our racers, Trent Roberts. I've got Mike Seward tuning in. He's picking, I'm going to say it in his words, Mike says that Brian Crofts Campbell's going to win today.
Oh, that's Campbell. I love that. Hey, Zach with the pit guys is chiming in. He said, hey, Pam Hall's episode has surpassed Miles.
Oh, you got a little more listens, huh? That's awesome.
No, but thank you, everybody, for watching. And Trey Moore, yes, we know he had it flat for sure. But, again, Chris Hickman, he's at home watching on Pins and Needles. Brian Stone's telling everybody hi. But, yeah, thank you. And Trip, we miss you, too. We wish you were here. But it's fun that you guys are all at home watching and everything. Make sure you're sharing it. That's what we were telling everybody. So make sure you're sharing it so all your other friends are watching.
Yeah, Laura was supposed to be out here. Laura Martin was supposed to come out. She's tuned in. Hate you're not here, but I'm glad you're doing a lot better. We were tuned in from Australia, Holland, Mexico now. It's literally worldwide. Ultra 4 is really growing, and we just want to get it better and better. And so thank everybody, thank all of you for tuning in. Ultra4racing.com/live. Download that MAO app. Go to the MAO and Ultra 4 Facebook and YouTubes and tune in and check it out. Without all of you, we wouldn't be racing. With all the racers, I mean, so it takes the whole thing to put it together. And we've got some of the best partners out there. So it's been great. And it sounds like we caught up with Jason Berry with Wheeling just yesterday. So let's see what he had to say.
Hello and welcome.
Jason Berry.
Breathe, relax, and enjoy the meditation. Provided by Yukon Gear and Axle.
The course is fun. It's fast as hell. Like, I'm not going to lie, out of 3 races I've done, this is the most fun I've had on 4 wheels.
And obviously, the side of your car says
The ultimate off-road performance.
So I work for Wheeling. So I'm what they call a field solution engineer, basically a technician. So I program the lights and sirens and all do that fun stuff with our cloud stuff. But when I built this car, I talked to Wheeling. I was like, hey, man, so you guys sponsor an IMSA car? You sponsor a NASCAR? Do you want to sponsor an Ultra 4 car? And they were like, yeah. And so here we are.
And I think I heard you cruising through the pits the other day, and you can make those things say about whatever you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we call them digital voice messages, but anything you want. So I'm sure you heard the "You Boys Like Mexico."
Yeah, that's the one I heard.
Yep, exactly.
But all in good fun. I mean, that's why we're out here, to have fun. And when I heard you cruising through, everybody had a smile on their face,
Exactly.
and you were just waving at everybody. That's what it's all about.
That's it. It's just, for me, it's another day wheeling with my friends, just hanging out with friends, and why not just push a button and say woo?
Yeah, like I said, and you have lights, you have the sound, you can do a little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah.
You've been helping out Mid-America Outdoors with that stuff, so it's cool to see the whole circle come together.
Yeah, Wheeling sponsored, or they threw in some lights for you guys to support cars and your UTVs or golf carts like this. So yeah.
Well, awesome. Jason, best of luck, and can't wait to see you out there on the track.
Thank you, sir. Now hit that second button.
And thanks again, Jason Berry with Wheeling. They, like I said, they've been helping us out on some of our safety vehicles. They've given us a bunch of lights and stuff, and the sirens are awesome. It's great to see everybody merging up and helping everything put together. So
yes.
it takes a lot. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Obviously, Pam and myself, we bring you the best action we can. We definitely goof up from time to time, but we have fun doing it. I hope you guys enjoy listening. But there is so much stuff behind the scenes that's going on.
Yeah, nobody has any idea.
We've got so many people in our ears talking left and right, and there's a producer down here. There's people out in the field. We got
with the
drones.
radios. We have the race ops. We have everything.
It's a lot going on. So again, thank you to all the volunteers, the core staff, the fans, the racers, everybody that comes out here, and all our amazing partners. I mean,
yes.
We have King, PCI, Nitto's here. It's awesome.
So, Miles, when you're meeting new people or people you've been around, what's the number one question they ask you?
That depends on what we're talking about.
Well, about this job that we do.
Yeah, they just ask, how can you talk for this long?
Exactly.
And I tell them every time, I'm not sure. I definitely do a lot of homework. I print out a lot of sheets that I build throughout the year. I get on Facebook and social media and all that stuff, and I pay attention. And then I make notes, and then obviously bantering back and forth with you is super helpful.
But speaking of the Facebook and Instagram, the Facebook posts or, communicating or you watching, we're going to say this again, but we try to get around to everybody. Miles is, really good about doing it. But if you have new information about your race team, or you at home has information about the race team, because not all race managers can come the whole time, let us know.
Yeah,
we want to have the up-to-date information.
Or online or whatever, and give us some feedback. I mean, constructive criticism is what helps everything going down.
Exactly.
Obviously, nobody's perfect at anything.
And we want to make the show, as best as we can. So that's one thing that we like to tell everybody is we want to do, everybody just let us know. That's our number one thing that I tell people is tell Miles, tell myself. Because Miles and I, he does majority of the homework. He does everything there. I try to just feed him information that I get. So it just give us all the information you can.
And then we just make it flow pretty well, and all's good. And it sounds like we're getting ready. I see the live timing. So you can also go to live.ultra4racing.com and see the live timing. I see it just switched over to the 4600 Spider Track stock class. So we're about to kick that off. They're getting lined up. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll have some racing action after this. Welcome back. We are live racing for the 4600 Spider Track stock class. They just took off the line. So we have John Williams,
John Snell,
Albert Contreras,
Kendall Glines,
Jesse Bennett,
Brad Barnett,
Megan Miller,
Callan Myers,
Charmine Creer,
Amber Hanna,
Alex Fleming,
and Kyle Seglin.
And Kyle Seglin in that Nissan Leaf Toyota powered engine. It's Amber Turner side by side with them at the back. And Amber Turner, you saw her qualifying.
Just passed her.
Yep. And during qualifying, Amber Turner, her hood came up, so they hooked the Warren winch up to it this morning and locked her down. So it looks like that's Albert Contreras in second, and then John Snell. I believe that's John Williams out front. So the 4623 in that fairly new Jeep JL getting chased down by Albert Contreras. And Albert's going to maybe pass him on the Yukon launch in the air.
Look at that.
Albert Contreras makes the pass around John Williams. This stock class is going to be a lot of fun. 12 of them out of the course at the same exact time. This is the 4600 Spider Track stock class. They will do 4 laps, and they will all advance to the main event. And Albert gets a little crossed up, but saved it. He's pushing a little hard.
I don't know. Look at that right rear. Let's hopefully that didn't go flat because it looked a little funny once he landed.
So John Williams, John Snell, Kendall Glines, Bennett, Alex Fleming. We've got a lot of cars out on course.
Oh, and look at that. Alex Fleming took a different line than everybody else.
Somebody's got a little smoke puffing out there at the end, and there's Kyle Seglin and Amber Turner.
Somebody stopped already right there, and there's someone stuck behind him.
So there's Albert Contreras making it through the Bronco boulders, sitting in that first position.
John Snell made it through on that left-hand side of the screen.
And then John Williams, and then John Snell. Albert Contreras at that first rock section taking a backup. I'm not sure why he's doing that. These are 35-inch DOT tires, so yeah, he did just get a little hung up as John Snell's going for a pass. So John Snell and John Dyke is pushing hard.
Oh, and there's something. Oh, those are rock guards. So the other day when we were out on race course, well, the other day, that was just yesterday.
And the Bronco Boulders is getting wadded up. Looks like that's Megan Miller. Can't tell who's quite in front of them.
But John Snell, I mean, he was launching off the Yukon launch. We were like, he was not holding anything back. That was for sure.
So John Snell, did he get around? Yes, John Snell got around Albert Contreras. We have a new leader, John Snell and John Dykus. Albert Contreras usually has his son riding shotgun.
Oh, and Kyle Seglin is going through the boulder section before.
He was in the back, so he's made a pass. Not sure who's hung up. Megan Miller's out there on course racing Dawson Allington's old car. So John Snell heading into the kingpin corner, and then Albert Contreras. And then John Williams.
I really like these panned out drone shots as well. Oh, look at the Bronco boulder section. There is definitely a traffic jam.
Yeah, so that's Alex Fleming, Amber Turner.
And there's no going around. You have to go through.
Megan Miller. There's a lot of people that are stuck there. So this Bronco boulders on these little 35-inch tires are going to be a little tricky. We just saw the UTVs go through there with 33-inch tires.
That's half the field right there.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And so is lap traffic going to become an issue for our leader, John Snell? As you can see them coming up the Yukon launch. Oh, no, they've already made it through there, so they're at the gunite section. They'll be at that Bronco Boulders very soon. So lap traffic I did not think was going to play a part, but it's already here. So John Snell, Albert Contreras, and then John Williams, first, second, third, starting to walk away with this race because of the traffic jam and the Bronco Boulders.
So we've only had 5 complete their first lap. So John Snell in that number 1 position, Albert Contreras in the second, John Williams third, Kendall Glines fourth, and Jesse Bennett in that 5th position. Those are the only 5 that have completed that first lap.
Are they going to bypass this rock section with the leaders? I'm not sure how that'll play out.
Well, you can see Alex Fleming looks like he was, maybe going to try to give a little bump
to Brad Bennett. They've got 2 Toyotas up there. And, yes, Snell and Contreras come to complete stop at the Bronco Boulders. Oh, this is tough. They are racing for the lead. Now they're all stopped, not sure what to do because it is completely jammed.
Well, obviously, Amber Turner's trying to go through the middle, thread the needle, but that wasn't going to happen. She didn't have enough room, it looked like.
Megan Miller up front. There's Alex Fleming in the back of that section, patiently awaiting with Megan Miller, Amber Turner. This is going to be tough.
So they were joking yesterday. I think John Gooby was joking yesterday in the driver's meeting when he said Bird fell asleep or got bored or something in the rock section. I wonder if Bird's over there laughing because, here's the best of the best right here racing, and there's a pile up.
So we need to thank Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Mid-America Outdoors, the Off-Road Syndicate, Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shops, Ultimax Belts, King of the Hammers, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC, 360 Wraps, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Raceline Wheels, PCI Race Radios, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, HCR, Warren, Factor 55, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, and Action Sports Canopy. So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing partners, we would not be racing today for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA in Folsom, California.
And you can see
And
Amber
where did
Turner's
John
still in the
Snell
middle.
go?
They're all,
okay, they're still parked. Okay.
They're all still in the back. Yep,
So
Amber
Turner's
Turner.
giving it heck. Her and her brother Stuart are trying to weasel through Megan Miller and Brad.
But there's just
Barnett.
not quite enough room, and that rock right there looks like it's super big, but there are safety guys out there as well, so they're going to try to get this all cleared up as soon as possible. They haven't even made it one lap. Lap one, this is going on right here.
Yeah, I hear some chatter on the PCI race radar. Are they allowed to go around? These are the leaders just sitting there waiting. Sounds like we are going to hold and reset. So
Re-rack it.
We'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to be the entire course. And there is Boston Kyle Seglin just waiting in the back in that all-electric vehicle. That is the future. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings. When it first kind of came out, I was like, I love horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
I love race fuel.
I love the sound of an engine.
But I can see it. It does make sense that there's so much technology that's going to come from it because you can independently do your left or right and front. You can hear the traction. You can feel the traction. It's going to be a whole. It's going to be a game changer.
Did you catch what I said, Miles? I said I love the sound of an engine.
There you go. See, because an engine obviously is ran on gasoline or diesel. It's fuel, and then a motor is electric. I'm trying to catch myself and all that. And the FPV drone goes right under that car. I loved those
Was
guys.
Was
They're
that
amazing.
John Snell? I think he just went underneath.
John
That's pretty
Snell
cool.
or Albert Contreras.
Super cool.
There's Alex Fleming and Amber Turner. Bennett Miller.
I saw what is it called? The gigantic forklift looking machine. I saw it heading that way.
Yeah, the Great All. Yep.
I don't know the names of all of them.
You can call it a big forklift. That's fine. So the 4600 Spider Track stock classes got hung up in the Bronco boulders. So we'll kind of restack the field and get everybody out of there, and we'll see how this. So stock class.
They're going to do a bypass.
Yep. So they're going to re-rack the field, and they are going to bypass the Bronco boulders.
I keep forgetting everybody at home can't hear what we're hearing in our ears, but sounds like they're going to restack them right now as the position they're in, but they're going to bring them back over to the starting grid.
So there's a lot of stuff going in our ears right now. Are they going to leave them the way they are on the laps, or are they completely starting over the race? I'm not sure. I don't think they're starting the race over, are they?
I guess soon we will know.
Yeah. So we'll keep you the best informed we can. There's a lot going on right now. I do apologize, but JT Taylor is down there. He's on top of it. We'll figure this out.
It would make sense to just get at the end of this boulder section, put them in as they are, because all of these cars that are stuck in the rocks right now are already a lap down. So, and we're going to banter back and forth about this. So it's like,
and everything we're saying is unofficial.
We're
just
this is just us talking and
Yep.
talking to the world, but definitely would make sense to re-rack them how they are on course right now, and then just completely bypass that rock section like it sounds like they're going to do.
Just like they did in qualifying.
Exactly. But you can see right there, they're bringing them all the way back around to the starting grid, but they are coming around as they are on course. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 6,
So we're going to try to get everything figured out. We'll get you confirmation on exactly what we're doing, but we are re-racking the field. I'm not sure if we're starting completely over or not, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. And while we get all of the safety crew, get all the cars out of the Bronco bowlers, we'll take a quick break and be back after this.
Bronco, an American classic, returns. And it only gets better when it's outfitted with the right gear. From bumpers to winches, rigging accessories, suspensions, body armor, and wheels. You need a full array of gear to outfit your Bronco for adventure. Get them now at warren.com.
Really thankful to have VP Fuels on board.
UTV 96 is like perfect in these things, makes them rip.
It ran cool, it ran strong.
We got into those rock sections where we really needed that throttle response, and it was right there every time.
We run all VP lubricants. We haven't had any problem with any kind of leaking or any kind of heating issues.
And in the State Frosty, no drama, temperature stayed under 200 the entire race.
So they're still out on course. Thank you for tuning into the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. I am Miles Hasquist alongside Mrs. Pam Hall. We've been with you for the last couple years, and we don't plan on going anywhere. We love this stuff. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in here on site and back at home. We got the Jumbotron down by the Ultra 4 merchandise trailer. If you're over there, go check it out. Lots of great stuff going on. But we are trying to restack the 4600 Spider Track stock class, and we'll see what's going on. It looks like we have another special guest coming in. Special? Yeah, you're special. Yeah. So we're going to bring in Terry Madden into the booth with us and have a quick little chat. One of our Mid-America ambassadors. Terry, how's it going, buddy?
I've been better.
Yeah, so we saw you out there racing. We saw you take a tumble yesterday. I had a chat with you in the pits. You were trying to fix everything, and it is crazy. Like I saw your the social media. You can prep all you want, and a dollar bolt can bite you every time.
Yeah, so yesterday was just a bolt on a ball joint.
Yep, that's just bad luck.
Sucks. But we spent most of the night getting the car back together, thanks to a few teams. Paul Wolf had some parts. ZRP had some parts. Got the car together, but here at Prairie City, one of the things is there's nowhere to test. You can't go test because
it's a state park
and everything's closed at night. So we got it together best we could, but didn't get to drive it till we started the heat. The first 2 laps felt really good, and then there was a boost line that was pulled off the turbo.
So you were a little off pace, so that's why you didn't have any boost.
Went back into limp mode for the last 2 laps, and we finished. It's back on now, but then we start the main again last.
But, hey, that's okay because it's a physical finish. So even though you're starting towards the back, you still have a shot. I know it's going to be tough, but I got faith in you, buddy.
It's
just one thing after another lately.
And move to the front.
But, yeah, again, thanks for coming out here racing with us. You live in Southern California. You made the trek up here, and everything's going great.
That's beautiful up here. I love coming up here. I'm glad we came back. Goodby does a good track. The track's always good. The jumps are always good. That back straightaway going up by Gomez's tree, you can just
fast,
hit it full out. All it'll do.
When your car's in full run mode, are you hitting the Yukon launch about 65? I would guess.
Plus.
Okay, you're going faster now.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the big cars, I'm guessing they're hitting 85 plus, right?
I think quite a bit more than that from what they were telling me last night.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
The big car race is going to be really fun to watch on this track.
They're all fun to watch. I mean, you are even fun. I mean, like I said, it's wheel-to-wheel racing. But the fast guys and gals, it's going to be super impressive with all the suspension, all the horsepower, unlimited tires, unlimited everything. It's
a really good course. It's going to be quick. It's going to be real quick. There's going to be almost too many cars on the track at once.
It's going to be interesting.
Some real wheel-to-wheel. I hope everybody's sportsmen and they play nice.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, JT went over that in the drivers' meeting, saying open-wheel racing, anything can happen. So if you stick a wheel in when you're not supposed to, you could take somebody for a tumble. So
yeah, and that's no fun.
Yeah,
and that's always a risk. So
Even on accident, it can absolutely happen.
You know, when you get to run a short course full time, it's guys that run short course full time. A lot of these guys are desert racers that don't
or rock donkeys.
Yeah, that don't spend a lot of time on short course. So it makes it kind of interesting.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch, see how it all shakes out. You guys take off, I believe, around 2 p.m. for your main event?
Something like that. I think it's 1:45.
Mm-hmm. I think,
we got
we're going to
two
be
in
at
front of us.
We changed it now.
best time frame we can today. I mean, obviously, we have to work in time with issues like what was just going on with the stock class. I don't know if you were watching.
No,
but
I wasn't. I just walked over.
Half the field was stuck in the Bronco boulder section.
Well,
it was a pile up.
And
they're now
those
bypassing
boulders are
it.
no joke. They are not?
They are now going to bypass it.
Yeah, they should for stock class.
We're trying to figure out how they're going to send them out, but it sounds like they're going to start them in single file, so I believe they're going to keep the laps they already had. This was set up for a 4-lap prelim. So I think they'll be finishing their second now. So they're halfway through the race. The leaders are, and then the other ones that got stuck in the Bronco boulders are a lap down. I believe that's how we're going to shake it out.
Yeah, those boulders, they're moving around, even from first lap to second lap.
Oh, really? They're moving every lap.
In our race, they'd move some. So they'll settle in, but by the time they're settled in, the day's going to be over.
So, yeah, it's going to be we're racing off and on all day long. You're a Mid-America Outdoor Ambassador. We're going to head there here in just a little bit for Visions. Kind of give us a rundown for that. That place, like I said, I call it an off-road resort. That place is amazing, isn't it, Terry?
I don't even really know what to say about Mid-America. It is resort's probably the only way to put it. The first time I pulled in there, I was shocked. It's like you're pulling into a Cabela's building.
Yeah, it's amazing. The pro shop's awesome.
Pro shop's unreal. The facilities are unreal. Wash bays for the cars. It was cold. We had heated wash bays.
Yeah, multiple
showers,
wash bays.
Laundry, lazy river, cabins. I mean,
now a splash pad in the middle of lazy river with the pools. They just keep going.
And
they're going to have
jungle gym, little jungle gym area.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I can't say enough about them.
The Robinette family has been great to the sport to help it grow. The Mid-America Outdoors there in Jay, Oklahoma. You do not want to miss Visions or Nationals.
No, Legends of the Fall. Really excited for Nationals.
Yeah,
I can't.
I know. I've heard some good rumors about we're going to go through the woods. It's going to be awesome. I'm pretty stoked about it.
So, have you been to Disney, Miles?
Yeah, so I used to go there probably 20 years ago in the old junk going wheeling around. It's changed some, but it's still the same place.
So that's one of the first places I ever wheeled. Brian Shirley.
Yep. I bumped into them
in his
20 years ago.
Old Cadillac car. We used to go to Sumner's Big Meats Run.
Yep.
And unreal. So the fact that we're going to get to race there is a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm pretty stoked about it. JT Taylor, our race director, he's got some tricks up his sleeve, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So mixing that up, and then the Rock Racing is going to have their nationals. The side-by-side championship series will have their nationals. Ultra 4 nationals. It's going to be an event. So do not miss Legends of the Fall or Visions. I mean, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of them. I mean, going out to Mid-America, I've always heard so much, good stuff about it. I didn't get to go to Visions last year, but I am super excited about it this year for sure.
No, it's crazy. If it's not on your list to spectate, it should be. Because honestly, I think you can go there and we all want to watch racing, but I think you could go there and not watch the racing and still have a good time and enjoy.
Absolutely.
The atmosphere is crazy.
Live
so
music
much for
every
the kids
night
to do.
And you don't have to go anywhere for food because you can just go right up to the restaurant.
Yep. It's a
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
family-friendly park.
Yep, they're going to have multiple bounce houses set up, I've heard. Yeah, hopefully me and you can get in there, too.
I'm excited about the Barbie Jeep racing.
Yep.
I really want to find myself one and do it.
I think you just signed up.
I'll watch.
I've been trying to sign up, but my kids said, no, Mom, you don't need to do that.
Right here. I think there's a sign up here somewhere.
Definitely. So we are back to live racing. It is John Snell out front, then Albert Contreras, John Williams. But John Williams is on the inside with Kendall Glines right behind him.
They re-racked him because Kyle is in the rear, and that's where he started the race. So it looks
Kyle
like they re-racked him.
was so excited.
Well, no, I think Kyle's doing it out of sportsman. He wants to be in the back.
True.
He's trying not to be in anybody's way.
But he was running fourth place.
He's really concerned about holding anybody up and being in the way.
And that's the sportsman he is.
Kyle's amazing, though. Have you talked about his truck already?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's got a Nissan Leaf motor in it, all electric. Do you have – I mean, it's got Toyota drivetrain. What else do you know about it?
But just knowing Kyle. I mean, so if anybody knows the history of Kyle, I don't know what year now. It's been several years ago. We're out in the desert setting up hammers, and this kid who'd taken his motorhome and his dirt bike from somewhere East Coast comes to the desert because he hears about this place called Johnson Valley he wants to ride, and pretty much had enough fuel to get there. And comes wandering into camp, seeing us setting up camp, says, hey, is something going on here?
and pretty much offers to work for food, volunteers for hammers, and then just ends up working for Dave for several years, runs Sing. He's just an amazingly talented individual.
A couple of years ago, he went to work for Tesla. The guy's a
He's
genius.
super self-taught. He kind of makes me feel dumb to hang out and talk to. He was over helping me get the car together last night. But he has built this thing in his garage and just built an EV vehicle that is competitive.
Yeah, I mean, look at him.
On a low budget.
And they're bypassing
crazy.
the Bronco boulders now since they had that issue. So we are just over halfway through this race. And I was talking to Kyle last night a little bit. It's like, so where are you living at now? I know you're kind of local. He's like, well, I kind of just live everywhere because he still lives in a camper. He's like, it's the best. It just depends on the day.
What did he say the name of his home was?
Whatever he called the camper.
It was so funny.
Yeah, he's a great character. There's Albert Contreras making it through the rock section, getting ready to hit the Recaro rocks.
Yeah, he's got the brains and the drive to go do the corporate life and really make it anywhere, and he doesn't want to. He's enjoying life, which I'm jealous of.
Hey, you enjoy life, too.
I'm
You're
trying.
a little bit of everywhere, so it's great to see everybody having fun. There's John Williams and then Kendall Glines.
So they are still doing rock sections, just not the Bronco boulders.
Yeah, they're in the Recaro rock section as we speak. So John Snell out front, then Albert Contreras, then John Williams, Kendall Glines, Jesse Bennett, Kyle Seglin, Megan Miller, Alex Fleming, Callan Myers, Amber Turner, Charmaine Creer, Brad Bennett. And Jesse Bennett moves into 5th position.
It's good to see such a turnout for the stock class.
Yeah, the stock class. We had 12 with Kyle. It's great. I mean, this is such a fun and fast course. See Kyle in the Recaro rocks as we speak.
So Dave Conklin, he corrected my forklift. He said it's a telehandler.
A telehandler. You can call a little bit of everything.
So I'm like, thanks.
I got somebody stopped smoking in the rocks.
That's Amber Turner coming up.
It's the 46-16.
Oh, he's moving again.
That is Charmaine Creer, and I believe
she's in Baby Jeep.
No, that's Megan
Miller.
Yep. So, again, thank you for everybody tuning in for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede as we got a pass for the lead. Albert Contreras makes it around John Snell down the gunite section. So it's going to be a race to the finish.
John Grounds is saying, do some work, PGR. So he's out here, or he's not out here, but he's cheering on
John Snell and John Dykes. There's Dawson Allington's old car with Megan Miller up the Yukon launch. So
I just have had my first person offer to bring me a Barbie Jeep.
Oh,
Dirt
man,
Princess
it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. She raced with us in
Mid-America, yep.
Yeah, well, and just here recently in Kentucky.
So we got Megan, Charmaine, and Amber. We've got three females in stock
Isn't that
class.
cool? I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, we got a lot of females racing this weekend. And then the little kids, I love seeing them out there running.
I missed the 170 qualifying. I was trying to work on stuff, and I really want to watch the 170. What time is that stuff?
That's at
10:30 here in just a little bit, so another hour and a half or so.
I got to go watch the 170
Absolutely.
race. It is so neat that they're including the kids.
Yeah, the future of our sport for sure.
The checkered flag is out for Mr. Albert Contreras. Where is John Snell? Oh, he is hung up in the rock section. So John Snell, who was leading this race on screen, hung up at another rock section.
That's good to see.
I see the rear tires spinning. The fronts aren't. Not sure
not that
what's
John's
going on.
stuck, but it's good to see Albert finish first.
Yeah.
He works really hard.
He's been racing with us a long time. He's had some great success. He's had some bad tumbles. I think it was here 3 or 4 years ago we had a gap jump, and he came up short and plowed into it.
But he brings the whole family. He works with the kids. When they went to Sturgis last year, he drove 2 vehicles. Albert's got a large family, so that they could take all the kids and they could ride comfortable. And he's just a family affair.
Yeah,
the racing's secondary to his weekend.
Absolutely, and family, what it's all about. And speaking about family, Terry, I'm going to bump you out and bring out Austin Thompson. So, Terry, always a pleasure. Good seeing you, buddy, and good luck later on today.
All right, Austin Thompson, come on over here.
That is Brendan Thompson's son. He raced in the UTV this morning. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 15 years old.
15, and you're getting thrown in there. And I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but up here at NorCal, you used to race 170s even, right?
Yep.
And you've moved your way up. And how cool is it racing with the big guys and gals?
It's awesome. This is actually the first time I've ever been in the rocks.
Oh, okay. Because at NorCal, they don't have the rock sections, right? You bypass all that. What do you think of the rock sections? It's a different element, isn't it?
Yeah, but I love them.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So I saw you in Moab one morning, and we were all chit-chatting. Did you say you used to race in like a Honda Odyssey? What was it that you were telling me that you've raced in?
Yeah, it was a 1989 Honda Pilot.
Honda Pilot, that's right. And that was your dad's?
It was my uncle's that had a Rotax 600 in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was awesome to get some seat time into that. That's not the first thing you drove, though, right? It was the 170s was the first thing you drove?
Yeah, my old 170's actually here.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's racing, huh? But you don't quite fit it anymore, do you?
No.
So tell us a little bit. I passed by you this morning, and I asked, if you were ready for the day, and you had a little bit of issues yesterday. Let us know what happened with your car before you had to go out for your heat race this morning.
So yesterday during qualifying, I went over a jump, and I guess I landed on the throttle or something, and I didn't notice it, and broke the diff completely in half.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. So,
wow.
Brendan, you and your dad got that swapped out last night and got it going?
My dad just sat there and watched me
do it. I love it.
You do all the work on your car.
I mean, he would have helped you if you needed it, but I love that he's, I love the father-son team up where he's like, I'll help you if you need it, but here's the tools, here's the part, figure it out, because that's what happens.
Yep.
Well, and like I was saying, with Terry, whenever he was in here, he's going to be starting in the rear because of the issues he had. The best drivers are also the ones that work on their cars as well.
Absolutely, yeah, the builders, drivers, and all that. So let's give a quick rundown. So winning the 4600 Spider Track stock class was Albert Contreras.
And then in that number 2 position is the 4623 of John Williams.
And third spot is Kendall Glines.
And then 4th position, the 4695 of Jesse Bennett.
And then in that EV motor with that Nissan Leaf is Kyle Seglin in that 5th position.
And then in 6th position, the 4671 John Snell.
But no, he's not. He's still out on course stuck, so he'll take a rear start.
Oh, he hasn't.
So, yeah, we had a few cars that were a lap down. So John Snell, Alex Fleming, Megan Miller, Kaylin Myers, Charmaine Creer, Amber Turner, and Brad Barnett were a lap down. So we'll see how that all shakes up for the main event. They will be kicking off at 2:30 later on this afternoon. And that'll be what is that? That's a 5-lap race. So all the prelims this morning are 4 laps. It's going to be really exciting. And it looks like the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class is getting ready to kick off. So, Austin, I thoroughly appreciate you coming up here to chat with us. Pam, you got anything else for
I do. I wanted to know, so you went out and did your heat race this morning. Everything good on your car now after having to work on it last night?
I rubbed a hole in the radiator line.
Oh.
That goes to the breather, but that's fixed already. We just need to fill it with water.
There you go. Then you're set to go.
Yep.
So, yeah, you'll watch your dad here in a little bit. Then he'll so do you spot for your dad and he spots for you, or how's that working out?
I'm actually going to be out there with him.
Oh,
on course.
Nice. So you're running shotgun?
No, it's a single-seat car, so how's that work?
So my dad's buddy, Mark Nicholson's actually here. And
okay.
He's got a 2-seat straight axle car.
Oh, so you're going to be racing with your dad or
Nice.
Against your dad. That'll be fun.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
So,
the best place to learn, too, is in the passenger seat as well.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, again, thank you for coming up and chat with us. Come up again later if you'd like.
And good
tell your
luck
dad
out there.
good luck to yourself, and it's going to be a great day of racing. Thanks
Awesome.
again for the chat.
All right, thank you. All right, it sounds like we're going to go to a commercial here for just a moment while they're finishing getting the lineup going for the 4800 Legends class.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. I'm Miles Hasquist along Pam Hall, and we are about to kick off the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. This is definitely a fun one to watch, so do not go anywhere.
You can see Mr. J.T. Taylor's taking them out. What they're doing is they're not doing a parade lap. They're just taking them out through a little cut through so they can get them properly lined up because they do a rolling start. So we're going to have quite a little bit of a stacked field out there with 11 cars. In that number 1 position, in the number 105, is Toby Stacy.
And then in that second position with that twin-turbo high-horsepower machine is Chuck Crossland.
And then in third position, the 4837 of Mr. Jeremy Doc Jones.
And then next to him will be Kevin Condon.
And then the fifth position, the number 44 of Joshua Boxey.
Number 56 in a brand new Horschel car debuted this year is Brent Harrell.
And in the 7th position, the 4437 of Dustin Sexton.
In 8th position, the 4805 of Tony Howard.
And in the 9th position, the 1006 of Derek Summers.
In 10th position, 114, Evan Jesse.
And in that last position, number 11, the 4802 of Mr. Ross Glaive.
It's going to be a great day of racing. So heat number 1, I believe we'll be doing 2 heats for the Legends class. So heat race number 1, the top 5 advance directly to the main. This is another 4-lap race. So we'll have a 4800 LCQ later on the day where another top 5 will kick out. That'll be a 3-lap race later on. So it's great to see. I think we had 22 4800 cars out there.
That's our largest field out there.
Yeah, one more than the 4400s. You're right. So it's great to see such a great showing for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So Toby Stacy on the line. He's going to be drag racing Chuck Crossland. It's going to be interesting to see Toby Stacy in that Trent Fab machine. Chuck Crossland in the Liberty Mountain Fab. Chuck Crossland's got that twin turbo horsepower, so they're about to take off.
So Mr. J.T. Taylor is the pace car out there, and he's getting ready to go and give them that green flag.
So green
Can't even
flag.
talk. I'm getting tongue-tied.
So Toby Stacy on that pole position with the lead, and then Chuck Crossland, then Doc Jones, Kevin Condon, Brent Harrell, Dustin Sexton, Tony Howard, Derek Summers, Evan Jesse, and Ross Glaive all out on course. The top 5 advance to the main event. So this makes a lot of this race is a lot more important than the last couple we've had because only half the field advances, and then the other half goes to the LCQ. So I believe it's only going to be 15 cars going to the main event. So we're going to have to cut out 7 cars.
Oh wow, that's a tough one right there because you definitely want to push it as hard as you can, but you don't want to push it too hard. But off that Yukon launch right now, that is
Toby Stacy, who got second position in his rookie debut this year at King of the Hammers. Had a fun chat with him, and he's just kind of a good old boy that's out here having fun and learning the ropes, and the kid can drive. Not a kid, he's our age. But, the guy's
our age.
fast.
I think I'm older than you.
Oh, there's no thinking about that, Pam.
Thanks for considering me in your age group.
I don't know if I'm giving myself a little grief for you, but regardless.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Toby Stacy heading into the Bronco Boulder Field.
And I wonder what their lap times are going to be compared to yesterday. I guess we'll soon find out. But definitely the only class that's going to be bypassing these Bronco Boulders is going to be that stock class.
Yeah, Toby Stacy yesterday ran a 138 bypassing the Bronco Boulder. So I think with the open air, he's going to be at that 145, 150 mark.
Jeremy Jones is out front.
No, he moved into second position just in front of Toby Stacy's way out front.
Toby Stacy has quite a lead. See, I didn't even see his dust.
But Doc Jones got around
good water
Chuck
truck.
Crossland.
Good water truck right there. I didn't even see dust.
Yeah, so Toby Stacy is all over the throttle. He's going to be hard to catch because lap traffic when you're
1:33.791.
So adding the Bronco Boulders, he shaved off 5 seconds. Toby Stacy, I was completely wrong on my guess. Toby Stacy with a 1:33. Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com and see the live timing we have right here.
And we have somebody have a little bit of smoke coming out of the back of their car. We have Balls Out there. One of our vendors down here just came up and gave us some decals. Thank you so much.
So yeah,
Balls Out Off Road.
If you're in the area, we've got a lot of vendors out here. Come out and check them out. We've got PCI on site, Nitto, King, Balls Out Racing. We got a lot of people out here.
Off-road Patriot apparel.
Yep. So come on out, check it out. We still have lots of racing yet to come today. It's $25 at the gate. Kids 12 and under are free. Or tune in ultra4racing.com/live. Go to the MAO app, MAO and Ultra 4 Facebook and YouTube, as they are just sending it up the Yukon launch. And there's Doc Jones coming down the gunite section. Gets a little crossed up there, but these cars are the Swiss Army knives of off-road. We race at King of the Hammers, Crandon, Mid-America Outdoors, Sturgis, California, Tennessee, Kentucky. We go over huge rocks, mountains, short course, jumps, trees, mud, dust, desert, whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well, Pam.
Yes, they can. And so let's go ahead through the top 5 that came through the start-finish line. We have Toby Stacy Stacy in that number 1 position.
And then number 2 is Jeremy Jones.
And 3rd position, Chuck Crossland.
And 4th position, Kevin Condon.
And then in that 5th position, Brent Harrell.
And then Dustin Sexton.
Tony Howard in the 48.05 in 7th.
And Joshua Bashi.
And then the 10.1006 of Derek Summers in that 9th position. So we have had 9 cars that have came through out of the 11 across this, doing their first lap. And there's a little bit of a traffic jam going through the Bronco Boulders just now, but they're still moving along. And on screen right there, that is Brent Harrell.
Oh, and I see somebody stuck in a rock section once again. So the rock sections are proving to be very tough out there.
So Chuck Crossland is in that number 3 position, just crossed through with a 2:05.588. But Toby Stacy's still running in that number 1 position, so they are halfway through their heat race. And what you can see right here on screen that they are showing, there actually is a little bit of a jump right there before they go into that Kingpin 180 turn.
And we see Jock Jones heading through the rigid rhythm section. Lots of action going on everywhere as Toby Stacy's hitting the Yukon launch as we speak and getting some hang time. There is that Chuck Crossland, I believe, or Jeremy Jones? There is Toby Stacy heading down the gunite section.
There's Doc Jones going down the gunite section there again.
And
they're making it look
Chuck
easy.
Crossland and Brett Harrell is starting to
catch up.
Yes, gets the pass going down the gunite section.
Oh, did
and
you see
they
Chuck Crossland just had to check up?
Yep,
just
they
a hair.
touched the tire just a tick possibly. But Brent Harrell, I may have said Brett. Brett's his dad. Brent's the son. Very close names. But Brent and Brett Harrell both racing today. Brent Harrell's on track now. Brett Harrell will be racing his 4400 car later, pushing those Paul Horschel cars to the max. But out front right now in first and second is Trent Fabrication out front. Those cars are really working well. That was Kevin Condon doing a little wheel stand in his Jimmy's car.
It is definitely rough. And in the dust right there, you don't want to lift because you don't want to get high centered on a rock or whatever, so keep that momentum. But definitely rough. Whoa,
and look at the wheel stand going in there. And in the back there, that is the AMSOIL hot pits. We haven't talked about that much today, but the HCR and AMSOIL hot pits are there, and about all you'd want to do is change a tire there.
Even
but
if
you
that,
do have the option.
It depends on how quick your pit crew is, because changing a tire definitely is something that takes a little bit of time. But Toby Stacy still in that number 1 position, Jeremy Jones number 2, Brent Harrell 3, Chuck Crossland 4th, and Joshua Boxey in that number 5th position.
And then Kevin Condon just passed through Tony Howard, but Toby Stacy was starting to pull away from it. But look, Jeremy Jones and then Brent Harrell are starting to reel him in just a little bit. So this will be a race to the finish. But to finish first, you must finish. The rigid rhythm section's looking a lot of fun right there. Hitting the Gomez tree jump, and look how far they're jumping as Toby Stacy hits the Yukon launch.
Toby Stacy took the whole shot, qualified number 1, and he has stayed out front the whole entire time.
We'll see if he can keep that tradition going. And remember, only the top 5 advance out of this race. The rest will head to that LCQ later on today. We'll have a second 4,800 heat race, and
Brent Harrell?
Brent Harrell launches down that gunite section. He's basically just jumping it. So Brent Harrell's pushing hard, but don't push too hard.
You have a long day to go ahead.
It's going to be interesting, but those cars can really hold up well.
It's all about how hard you want to work on your car later on.
There's Toby Stacy, our physical race leader in the Bronco Boulders, with the FPV Believe Cam drone chasing him down, but Doc Jones is starting to reel him in a little bit. Toby Stacy had a pretty good lead, but it's still a lead. It's just not way up front.
You definitely want to, if you have a little bit of a lead, you want to kind of let up just a little bit, but then that might mess with you. I mean, it's all about strategy. Why change up your strategy at the end?
So I used to race UTV short course a little bit, and if I wasn't racing 100%, sometimes I'd miss my mark. If I'd start backing down because I'm like, okay, I got to leave, whatever, I'll back it down to 70, 80%. But then all of a sudden I'm just out of my element. To me, it's hard not to just keep pushing.
All right, so we have Mr. Toby Stacy just came through in that number 1 position.
Checkered flag came out.
With Toby Stacy and then Jeremy Jones in that number 2 position. Brent Harrell in that 3rd position.
And then Chuck Crossland getting 4th, and that 5th position goes to Kevin Condon. So going to the LCQ will be Tony Howard, Josh Boxey, Dustin Sexton, Derek Summers, Evan Jesse, and Ross Glaive weren't even out on track, so tough break for them. They can still go to the LCQ. We'll see how it shakes out. But moving to the main event goes Toby Stacy, Jeremy Jones, Brent Harrell, Chuck Crossland, and Kevin Condon.
Oh, and look at that.
Oh, that's Tony Howard with a flat tire. So he'll be in that LCQ. So that's pretty important for the top 5 moving straight through. There's Derek Summers. He'll have to head to the LCQ later on this afternoon. So another great race for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, heat race number 1. After this will be heat race number 2. And again, the top 5 will advance to that one, another 4-lap race. So, Pam, it's been a great morning of racing, and we're just getting started.
We're just getting started. And next up, we'll have heat 2 of the 4800 Legends class. So another 11 cars will be coming out on course. It's awesome to see that is the largest class. You know, everybody always talks about the UTVs are the largest growing class, which it is in reality. In every single kind of racing, the UTVs are, the numbers just keep rising. But out here this weekend, out here at Prairie City, our largest class is the 4800 Legends class. So we're going to have 22 cars in total that have entered. But it's definitely cool to see something different than just the UTVs being the largest class out there. So, it's an exciting day for sure of racing. I'm having a blast at it. So next off the line in that number 1 position will be Woody Rose. Number 2 position will be...
number 2 is Nick Ellery.
And then number 3 is James Hubbard.
And then in that 4th position, 4874, Brad Mulliken.
And then Miss Maddie Moon in the 888 will be taking that number 5 position.
And then the wild man, number 31, Matt Tribino.
And in that 7th position, the 4853 of Andrew Gorman.
4898 of Arturo Soria.
And then the 406 of Mr. Eric Weichel.
224, Brent Dixon.
And then the 4806 of Steve Graff. Now, we said earlier he took a little tumble yesterday in the qualifying.
Yeah,
but
and I was chatting with him last night and having a little bit of fun. I was like, kind of rubbing it a little bit, just saying how's everything going. And he says, I'm fine. And just kind of overthought a little bit. And John Dykus was having a little fun with him. He said, Crash McGrath.
Crash McGrath.
All fun. And we got another guest up here. We got Mr. Brendan Thompson. We just had your son Austin up here, and he had a great run this morning. We were talking about his little front diff issue. I said, so you and your dad had to work on it all night last night, right? He's like, no, Dad sat over in a lounge chair and just pointed. But that's the way to teach him, right?
Yeah, he basically killed it. He did it all himself. I mean, he's a huge help all the way around, even with the big cars. But we didn't help at all. He was hands-on.
Like you were there to help. You would absolutely help if you wanted, but that's how you learn. So it's great to see.
The best drivers.
Yeah, I mean, great to see him out there.
I mean, I really want him to be a racer. So I mean, if you're a racer,
you got to work.
You got to be able to work on your stuff because he wants to race KOH one of these days.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I don't want to get him stuck out there and not be able to work on his stuff and have to call someone. So obviously, huge help, and he's a persistent kid. So he pushes us to get out here, and he's always working on the big cars and Can-Am, his Razors and Pilots, whatever he's got.
Yeah, we talked about all those.
Yeah.
So, and speaking about big cars, you've got a brand new car. You and your brother Joe Thompson built this car. He gave you some driving lessons, he told me, and all that.
well, apparently they didn't work too well. So.
But give us a rundown on the new car, because that's very similar to our current King Raoul's car, right? I mean, these things are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to jump on board with those guys, and Joe and Steven and the brothers obviously created this amazing piece. I just needed something different. I needed an IFS, just try to keep up. My old car was old. Joe designed that thing in the very beginning.
It's been around a long time.
Yeah, we beat it up, and Joe was like a huge help.
Yeah.
With the whole car.
Give us a quick rundown. Obviously, it's a single seat IFS, but there's a lot of new tricks in it.
Single seat IFS UFO car. It's got all billet parts, A-arms, knuckles, LS based motors. Obviously, I'm running all the Maxxis tires, and then I got the SMT American Forged wheels. And
it's built in house. I mean, I lucky enough, Joe, your brother, and all the Gomez brothers gave Pam and I a tour around that place. I mean, they've got a lathe, they've got the mill, they got the CNC stuff. They build almost everything in house.
Yeah, everything's
it's
done
amazing.
with those guys. Like they send some stuff out to get heat treated, but they have a full facility
for
over
now.
there. Yeah, right. Until they,
you're probably right.
They'll put something in the back when they can't get it done quick
They're just
enough.
going to need to build another shop, I think.
Yeah, so they killed it over there. I mean, all the guys that they have. I mean, obviously it's machined over there, so
it's awesome.
I'm not over there enough. I'm at my place,
so they built all the parts there. They built the chassis there, put it together, and then you took it back to your place and finished it out, right?
Actually, I went over there and tacked all the chassis together.
All right.
Because I got
to earn it.
I got to put my time in with those guys if
Cool.
I can, and if I had parts, I would try to get my parts made and let them have them. Whatever. I mean, whatever we can do to try to help. Just move forward. So.
And you're an amazing fabricator yourself. You've worked with Paul Jr. making motorcycles. That's kind of where we first heard from you. And how's all that coming? It's cool to see that on. You're merging both sides. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Discovery thing was pretty cool. I did it for a long time. I think it was like 12 years. Being on that show, just killing it. It was fun. It was before I started racing. And then Joe started getting into the race thing. Came out and watched and.
Got hooked, didn't you?
Actually, I co-drove with Jake Hollenbeck.
Oh, way back in the day.
For the first time, and he got me hooked. I came home and bought a motor that day.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be honest with you. Him and Jake Yeoman and all those guys got me in the car, and Joe was building cars, and it just...
And here we are, right?
It went downhill, and then I teamed up with Maxis, and it was good ever since.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do is get in a race car as a co-driver. I did that with my husband. We were dating at the time, put me in as a co-driver, then he let me drive the car.
Yeah.
That was his biggest mistake.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you driving either.
Oh, thanks, Miles.
I got thrown in the passenger seat because Hollenbeck needed a spot to race, and they started us in the back, and they said he has to drive or finish the race, and I just met Jake.
Oh, wow.
And I was
that's one way to make some friends.
Huh? We got on the starting line. I was like, when do I need to get in the driver's seat with you? He's like, we'll figure that one out later. I said, good plan, because I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good plan to have.
And speaking about riding in the shotgun seat, sounds like Austin picked up a ride.
Yeah, he's going to take my old car. So we're just talking about converting it over to a Legends car since you guys just changed that rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
And get his feet wet.
But he's going to ride shotgun today, right? Out on track?
Not with. Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
With Mark, right?
He's got Mark Nicholson coming in, late arrival. They killed it. They got that car back together. Their crunch time all day yesterday, getting it done, missed qualifying. And now Austin's jumping in the passenger seat to let him try to guide him through the rock sections and tell him what to do on course.
Yeah, no,
that's good.
Cool. And I just love seeing the father-son. It's cool to see you guys working together. You're out there helping him. He was helping you. Are you spotting for him?
No, my brother-in-law's spotting for
him.
Okay. He's actually the truck driver, so he's in a spot for both of us.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Tell us where we need to go.
Yep.
Well, awesome.
Brendan, always a pleasure. Right. Best of luck.
Yes.
Yep.
And good luck out there.
Yep. It's been a pleasure.
And it sounds like earlier, yesterday, we caught up with Maddie Moon. So, Pam, let's see what you had to say with her.
Hey, everybody. I'm out here with Miss Maddie Moon out here in the pits. You went out for some practice runs earlier. What did you think about the race course?
The race course is amazing. I'm really stoked about all the rock sections. I feel like that's kind of my strong point, and it leveled the playing field. The corners are something I'm still getting used to. I've only driven this car one other time. I was able to pilot it on the podium, which is amazing. I definitely am excited for the opportunity. Trenton Fabrication and Dave Schneider, they're great people, and we worked out a deal, and they're allowing me to partner up with them to race this Nexen car. So I'm really excited to be here. The track is amazing, and there's a lot of big dogs out here, big sharks.
Definitely. And you said you took this to the podium, your first race out here. That was with the NorCal Rock Racing Series about a month ago or so. You also race in the Havoc Racing Series. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Havoc Racing Series, I would say, it's similar. It's kind of converting over to more endurance-style racing. It's a lot bigger tires. There's some big horsepower there as well. I would say that our rigs are maybe a little bit less developed than, say, Ultra 4, because Ultra 4 has come a long ways from where it started out to be. But I feel like definitely my experience in the rocks has helped me kind of transition into this discipline of racing. So I can't wait to see where it takes me, and I plan on, continuing to pursue this path.
Now, we were over there just now by the race course. You were watching the 4400s. Is that something you wouldn't mind stepping up to someday, maybe?
You know, that's where the big bucks and the people that have been driving for a really long time are, and it's a little intimidating, but I love a good challenge. So that is my goal, actually, to one day be racing a 4400 car.
Awesome. Well, do you have any strategies for today's pre-running and your qualifying? Are you going to run a co-driver with you while you're qualifying, or what's your strategy for that?
So I'm going to have Cody Knoll in my passenger seat. I feel like just because I'm still a rookie in this style of sport, it's really good to have somebody kind of watching your mirrors, watching out for other people. I really want to run a clean, smooth, consistent race. Pre-running, I'm going to take it a little easy. I don't want to pop any tires, just get a feel for the car. I kind of have to change my mindset. I just got out of the bouncer 2 weeks ago, so I have to change, my back into Ultra 4 racing, and it's a lot different. It's way quicker pace. The rocks are a little bit smaller here, which is okay, but I'm running a lot smaller tires, so it'll make up for it. And yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, good luck out there. Everybody, make sure you follow in and watch her social media, because she's got quite the racing behind her. So good luck out there, and thank you for chatting with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And, I definitely have to thank my dad overall, because that is the man who got me into a car firsthand. And, make sure to follow our Moonbenders page, as well as Trent Fabrication and Nexen Tire and everybody else who makes this happen for us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
And welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. Right behind me is the racetrack. This place is absolutely awesome. It's going to get up to about 90 degrees today. It's sunny. It's beautiful, so come on out. It's $25 at the gate. Children 12 and under are free. We've got lots of vendors down there. We've got King, PCI, Nitto. We've got the Ultra 4 merchandise. Angel, Carly, and the whole gang's down there selling all the event shirts. They've got a little bit of everything. So come on out, check it out. I saw a snow cone machine. I mean, we've got it all down here. And this is one of the best spectator-friendly parks we race at. Open wheel-to-wheel action. We just wrapped up heat number 1 for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. And speaking about that, you have to have a front-mounted engine. Vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, single shock per corner, 37-inch DOT tires. Solid axles only are allowed. A lot of these cars are retired 4400 cars that used to have 2 shocks, dumb them down to a single shock, put a 37-inch DOT tire, and go racing. But there are a lot of specific car built also. I mean, look at Brent Harrell. He just finished well. The Trent Fab cars, they run well out there as well. So it's really a fun class, and it's the biggest class. It's here. So it sounds like Pam caught up with somebody yesterday as well. So let's check it out.
So I'm down here in the pits with Piper Bentley. She is a race car driver herself, but she's not in her car this weekend. I hear you were out there qualifying and practicing in your friend's car. Tell us a little bit about who your friend is and why you're in their car.
My friend's name is Bentley Dixon, and he races this car, and he couldn't make it today because he had school today. So he's going to come after he's done with school.
And so you race out here as well in a 170, is that correct?
Yeah.
How do you like racing, and have you been racing for a long time?
I've only had 2 races before this, and it's pretty fun, and I like doing it. It's entertaining.
It is fun. So a family sport as well, right? You guys have quite the team here, and you have fun. You go to all the races with the ones you're not racing?
Yeah, I do. I've been to a couple of my dad's races before, and his friend, Brentley Dixon's dad, Brent Dixon, he also has a car that looks like my dad's, and he's pretty cool too.
Well, awesome. So you're going to go out and qualify, and then tomorrow you have to be a spectator. Will you maybe spot for your friends so you don't have to, so you can kind of tell them because you were on the course?
Maybe I will, but I don't think I will because I think his grandpa's going to do it for him.
Well, awesome. Thank you for taking the time, and maybe next time we'll see you back out here in your car.
Yeah.
Well, you have fun, and thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. Just saw my buddy Rob Cook roll through. We'll hopefully get a chat with him here after a bit. And hey, come on in here real quick, buddy. You do a lot of the stuff with NorCal, right?
I do. I just got here.
So you're late.
He said, I'm going to chill for a minute and then come back over here.
I live down the street, and I was just sweeping.
That's Clyde.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you out here. You do a lot of you call all the action for the NorCal stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So this is kind of your home track.
It is. This is home. This is my backyard. From the very beginning, helped John get this started. We used to race the track. Used to be in this little 4x4 area right around the corner, and man, it was wild.
Yeah,
it was so tight. It's nothing like it is today.
Yeah,
but that was back in the when things were just starting out. XRRA or whatever days it is.
Yep.
So that was it was pretty wild. It was pioneering. The go-to guys that were like everybody's favorite was like Kevin Yoder. And Chris Ridgway would always run a Trent Fad car. Yeah. Yep. So those guys, and Jeff Mello, those three would just, they would just take the show. It was cool. Yep. Now you look today and there's all these names and all these fast cars. And
we've got over 90 people that have entered this race today. I mean,
it's awesome.
Isn't it?
It is because, you compare to NorCal, I'm sorry, and you come out here and it's mind-blowing. I was like, wow, this is awesome.
I mean, you guys put on a great event, and you've helped us tremendously, so just thanks. And I just want to have a quick chat with you. And if you want to come up later, go chill, whatever. But if you want to come up and give us a hand, because I'm sure we're missing a few things out there. But
no, man. I was watching the live feed yesterday. You guys look great. So
thank you.
I was telling Pam, I got to see the setup because I was looking at the way you were set up with the window behind you. And it was a trip.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
I'm like, how do they do that?
So. Magic. It's magical.
Thanks for letting me say hi.
It was nice meeting you, and we'll see you down up here later on, right?
Come
on back up.
Come on back and say hey, but appreciate it, buddy.
Will do. Thanks, guys. Have fun.
So that's Rob Cook, part of the NorCal crew with Rock Zombies. Everything's going good. I think I just heard just a minute ago, I heard a 5-minute warning on the PCI race radio, so we should be kicking out heat number 2 for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Again, this is going to be another 4-lap race. The top 5 advance once again, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out.
It is going to be awesome to see another round of the 4800s. I mean, we never split them up like this, so this is super cool.
It's fun. And then the top 5 just got advanced, and then we'll advance the next top 5, and whoever didn't make that go to the LCQ and we'll do another 5. So the main event will have 15 cars out on course for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and I think the 4400 class is the same as well. So.
I believe so. Did we? Let's go ahead and go through the lineup that will be taking off. So we have Woody Rose in that number 1 position in the 4871.
And the 1949 in second position is Nick Allegri.
And then in that 3rd position, the 4846 of James Hubbard.
In 4th spot, the 4874 Brad Mulliken.
And the 5th position, the 888 of Maddie Moon.
In that 6th position, 31, Matt Tribino.
7th position, the 48.53 of Andrew Gorman.
In 8th spot, the 48.98 of Arturo Soria.
In the 9th position, the 4.06 of Eric Weichel.
The number 224 in that 10th position, Brent Dixon.
And then the 11th position will be the 48.06 of Steve Graff. And I realize we already did that, so we just repeated our lineup, but they're getting ready to go off the line here momentarily.
All good, yeah. Well, that's who's, because people keep tuning in and out, so
exactly.
We got to keep everybody informed.
Don't forget at home to go to live.ultra4racing.com. That's where you can see the live timing. You can see the positions as they cross the finish line. And then also if you've missed a class that you want to know where somebody finished, you can go on there as well and you can look at the race results. You can see where they finished yesterday, their lap times. You can also see where they're at today as well.
We also need to give a huge shout out to USAC, the United States Auto Club. They're our sanctioning body and help running with timing, scoring, race operations, safety, and tech. Mr. Lee O'Donnell, 23, is out here on site making sure everything's running smooth. We got a lot of safety crew, a lot of volunteers, all the Mid-America, the Ultra 4, and the NorCal groups out here running strong, and everything's going great. Just want to give a huge shout-out to the Robinettes and everybody for making this possible. And Woody Rose will be drag racing against Nick, and we'll see who gets that hole shot. Nick Allegri's giving it all he's got, but it looks like Woody Rose on the outside gets the hole shot.
And Woody Rose is in a newer style chassis.
That is a Trent fab. That is Derek Trent's son. And Lisa's out here on site, and their son Dylan will be racing the 170 class here in a little bit, and it's his 13th birthday today.
Oh, it is.
So Woody Rose's little brother Dylan will be just turned 13 years old today.
Make sure you bring me a piece of birthday cake. I'm just kidding.
So Woody Rose out front, heading through the rigid rhythm section. Running
look
strong.
At the lead already.
Yeah, look at that Trip Fab car working really well, but Nick Allegri is not trying to let him up. Hits the Gomez tree jump and then getting ready to head up the Yukon launch. And look how much airtime they're getting.
So, Miles, we keep calling it the Gomez tree. People at home, they're probably wondering why it's called the Gomez tree. You know more of the story.
Because this is their hometown track, so they race Ultra 4, but they race a lot of NorCal up here. And about every race, a Gomez brother will take a tumble and end up in those trees. And not every race, but it's definitely happened.
They put their marks on it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Gomez leaves their marks everywhere they go. And the gunite section, they're heading down. So we have Woody Rose out front, then Nick Allegri, James Hubbard, Brad Mulliken, Matty Moon, Matt Tribino, Andrew Gorman, Arturo Soria, Eric Weichel, Brent Dixon, and Steve Graff out running strong. And look, that's Andrew Gorman as we speak. Gets a little crossed up. Eric Weichel gets around him, heading into the Bronco Boulders.
Open, we got a little bit of a stuck.
That is Steve Graff, it looked like. That was stuck a little bit, and it is a drag race with Matt Tribino and Matty Moon there.
And there's going to be dust in that section. They're not going to water down the rocks.
Because traction issues.
Exactly.
It's already been tough.
Exactly.
So here's another little rock section.
There's Matty Moon.
Oh, Matty Moon has a right front flat tire. That is so she can go into the AMSOIL hot pits, but the bad part about that, she just passed the AMSOIL hot pits, so she's going to have to make this full loop
lap
on a flat tire.
So she's going to have to go through the Bronco Boulders 100% with a right front flat.
Oh, but Woody Rose still out front. There is Steve Grass and John Dykus on screen as they are making it around the Talladega turn at the start-finish finishing. Lap number 1 heading out for lap 2 of 4. So as they came across the line, it was Woody Rose.
And then that 2 position, the 1949 of Nick Allegri.
And then Brad Mulliken.
And then 4th position, Matty Moon, but we know that's going to change up here momentarily.
James Hubbard.
And then Matt Tribino.
Steve Graff.
Andrew Gorman.
Arturo Soria.
And Eric Weichel.
And then, so it's going to be a great race out there. But Woody Rose really running a great race. I know Derek and Lisa are watching, probably in the spotter stands. And look at the stands. They're starting to fill up, and it's only going to get better. This is some of the best spectating you can have is Woody Rose starting to pull away from Nick Allegri. And then that's Brad Mulliken having a great run. We bumped into him when we were doing our Gomez tour. Great to see him out here having some fun racing. He works full time in the race shop for the Gomez brothers, and then out here having some fun.
Exactly.
And I believe this is his first Ultra 4 race. He's co-drove a lot for a lot of different people. And he's done the shootout a few times, but it's great to see him out here racing.
Oh, we have somebody on their
upside
lid.
Down.
I can't quite tell who it is, but it looks like it was right before the Gomez tree, possibly. It looks like it ends in an 8. Is that the 48.98 of Arturo?
Oh, it could be Arturo.
He's the only one with an 8 at the end, so it more than likely is Arturo.
It's Woody Rose.
Still out in
strong.
front.
He'll be halfway through his race as we speak, running strong. That Trent Fab car is looking good, and he's starting to pull away from Nick Allegri a little bit. So number 1 and 2 are starting to get a pretty good lead.
And a 1:51.985 is his lap time.
PCI Race Radio chatter, it says driver is good, still don't have confirmation who it is, but driver is okay, the one that's upside down. So there's Maddie Moon past the Amsoil hot pits again. What's she doing? As Eric Weichel is going to get around her, I'm sure.
I wonder if they didn't put anybody over there in the hot pits.
And I saw Matt Tribino, his right front may have looked a little funny.
Eric Weichel just made the pass on Maddie Moon. If you know you're limping it in with an issue or just trying to finish your heat race, you're going to move out of the way for people if you're having problems.
And that rollover is just past the Yukon launch. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, so they're hitting the Yukon launch. And look at Woody Rose jumping down. We just saw Brent Harrell doing the same thing. And I love that's perfect example of that gunite section. There's different lanes there. And that's where, yesterday during qualifying, you kind of check her out and get your line picked out. And then there's a fun little fast wiggle section into the Bronco boulders.
There's 3 guys in a row, it sounds
tires,
like, through the chatter on the radio.
And I'm just surprised there isn't more people in the Amsoil hot pits right now. Because if on this short course, I would absolutely go change a quick tire, because you can change a tire in under a minute. I mean, we've seen 30 seconds.
There's practice.
But Woody Rose still out front with Nick Allegri right behind him in that little that little boulder section, and then head through the Recaro Rocks.
So flat tires are becoming an issue in this class for sure. But, it's the top 5 advanced. You never know, because there's actually only 10 out on race course right now.
And they'll head straight to the main, and then whoever doesn't advance goes to the LCQ later on today. And then we'll take the top 5 from that as well. So, again, is Woody Rose and then Nick Allegri heading out. Next time around, they'll be getting the white flag. Or they just got the white flag, right? Yes. So white flag is out.
And coming through right now, the start-finish line will be Brad
Mulliken. And that Jimmy's chassis. What a great day of racing it. And that is Steve Graff with a right front flat tire. Okay, that is Arturo Soria. You were right, Pam. So Arturo Soria, look at the right front. He tore his car up pretty good. So tough break for Arturo Soria, but he is out of the car. He is okay. JT Taylor, the race director. And look, he even gives us a thumbs up. He's got to be bummed, but he's still all smiles because he's racing Ultra 4.
He can go and get his car fixed and still go in the LCQ. You never know.
Sure he'll have some fellow competitors in there helping him out as Woody Rose and Nick Allegri are going to be battling all the way to the finish line for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede here at Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. So it is going to be a race to the finish. A little inside-outside through the Bronco boulders. And it looks like a line's starting to get burned in. Nick Allegri's following Woody Rose, but those
closely behind.
That next entire Trent Fab car is looking good out front. Woody Rose, the first time he drove, he was a fill-in driver at Crandon last year for Ultra 4. So it's great to see this young man really stepping up and doing good things. And debuting that Trent Fab car that is starting to, I wonder if that's overheating or what. He's just got a couple more turns to go, but Woody Rose is smoking.
Just getting ready to go into the Recaro Rocks.
Oh, that is tough luck. Hopefully he can keep the car together. Is he overheating? Is he having issues? Not sure, but the checker flag will be waving, and it looks like Woody Rose and Nick Allegri 1 and 2. So Woody Rose keeps her together. So they'll have to get him back to the pits and see what's going on.
And Brad Mulliken, he's just getting ready to go into the Recaro Rocks now. So it looks like right now he will be in that number 3 position.
And remember, the top 5 advance.
We can see behind us a battle going through the Bronco boulders just now. They're coming in 2 wide.
Yeah, so that's going for that 5th position. It looks like Andrew Gorman and Matt Tribino will be battling in that 5th
position.
And look at Matt Tribino. He goes in and stuffs a front rock, and Gorman gets stuck on a tire and rolls over Andrew Gorman. Terrible luck. And now Matt Tribino, like I said, he went to jump it and stuffed and look at the right front. He is broken. He's got a steering issue, but he's only got a couple more turns to go. So is it going to be Matt Tribino? Eric Weichel could sneak in if Tribino has issues, but Matt's going to push it. This guy always gives it his all. But tough break for Andrew Gorman. He was going to slide in and then caught that tire and did a power wheelie and wadded her up. But
that's
yes.
what they're pushing so hard to get that 5th and final spot.
So Matt Tribino gets that 5th position, so he goes straight to the main event. Eric Weichel misses it by just 3 seconds.
Wow.
So moving on to the main event is going to be Woody Rose.
And then in that number 2 position will be the Nick Allegri.
And then Brad Mulliken.
And 4th position, the 48-46 of James Hubbard.
And grabbing the last spot, moving to the main event, is number 31, Matt Tribino.
So good job to all of those racers. You could tell how hard they were pushing those number 1, the top 5 spots.
And look at that. He, like I said, he stuffed the front end so hard, smoked a tire, smoked some steering. I don't know if it's a tie rod or what. But
yeah, but he's in that number 5 spot. But now he's got to go back to the pits because he's got some work.
But he doesn't have to run the LCQ, so he has more time to work on. There's another flat tire, so tires are absolutely going to be an issue. As the Mid-America team in Ultra 4, NorCal crews out there riding everybody. They're working on Andrew Gorman. Oh, what a tough leg. But the course is cold. No more racing for the 4,800 class. Just tough break. We saw some carnage. We saw Arturo take a pretty good tumble on the top of the Yukon launch. Gorman there at the end, he was going to sneak in and then just, like I said, got a little over anxious and just powered through and just flipped her on over backwards, hitting that tractor tire. So we'll do a little bit of track maintenance. It looks like, yes, there he is. Andrew Gorman is out of the car, thumbs up, car's back on all fours. Just a tough break for him. So we have we have just a lot of stuff going on, but we got another special guest coming on in. We have Mr. Jason Berry. You had a good run this morning. How's it going, buddy?
Going good. How are you?
Great. So you've been teaming up with Mid-America Outdoors. You helping up and give your team or your company a little love.
It's Wheeling. So we obviously support first responders, but we also have a whole amber area. So Mid-America got 40 lights for your guys to support vehicles to put on the UTVs.
Well, we thoroughly appreciate you setting that up, and then obviously the big bossman.
It actually really wasn't me. They heard the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast for JT. And he did a little shout out for Wheelan, and then my boss contacted me. He's like, "What do they need?"
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome.
And you're helping us, we're helping you guys, and we're all just here for fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. And speaking about fun, like I said, we saw your interview earlier, but you cruise through the pits, and you hit your little siren, and smiles go everywhere.
Yeah, it's all in good fun. You're walking, especially little kids. Hey, you want to play with some lights and sirens? Yes.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, if you got to crawl in a cop car, or when you go flying, the pilot lets you peek your head in, and all the buttons, the bright lights, and all that. Yep. And you guys are heavy into aviation too, correct?
Correct. That's where it all started, was aviation.
Yeah. So again, thanks to Wheelan and Jason Berry, you're having fun doing it, and your company supports you. It's great. And the way you got into this, if I'm not mistaken, is you kind of called them up kind of for a sponsorship, and they said, "Why don't you come to work for us?"
No, it was actually the other way around. So I started working for them about 2.5 years ago, and then I bought a race car, I don't know, in October of last year, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to race hammers. Do you guys want to sponsor?" And they were like, "Sure."
Why not?
It all worked out.
That's a win-win. But so you guys have some good things going.
Obviously, it's not meant for
this
exactly. But I put the light bar on the roof just to show it off.
It's
not helping aerodynamics, but it's all in good fun.
And you call it the cop cart, right?
It's the cop cart.
Yeah,
I
like
it. Cop cart instead of the golf cart.
Now, I've been saying the percentage. Was it 90% of all the safety vehicles in the United States that are running your lights, or did I say that wrong on percentage-wise?
It depends on the industry.
Okay.
So law enforcement versus fire versus amber.
Okay.
But, I mean, we definitely have the market lead.
Okay. I've been kind of saying a percentage, but I thought I heard 90%, so
I don't think it's quite 90, but we definitely are.
You want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't?
Yeah, no doubt.
It's pretty cool to see, though. I know, like, all the little kids yesterday, whenever he was talking to them, and they're all around your car.
They're just having fun.
Yeah. We showed the video of the one you had in there, and you played the siren, and he was like, when it got to the Mexico.
So,
good times.
What do you got going on with your hands? I see the red tape. What's that for?
I broke my wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, I broke my wrist. and it's still kind of healing, and this just kind of helps out, keeps my hand in the position I want, keeps me from stretching and squeezing too hard and doing that white knuckle stuff. So
That's what kind of tape is it? It's
kinetic.
Kinetic.
Yeah,
I love that
K-tape.
stuff.
Yeah.
That
So, I
works
mean,
well.
1,000 uses, but on my hands out here for this kind of stuff, because you're just constantly moving 1,000 miles an hour, it's
and you don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just kind of helps you go.
And what's you qualified yesterday. You ran this morning. You're getting ready for your main event later on the day. Give us your rundown on the course, because it's 1.28 miles.
Right.
You ran 4 laps this morning. You're going to run 6 laps this afternoon.
Correct.
What do you think of the course?
The course is fast. It's very fun. There's definitely some faster lines, and some of the jumps want to make you buck, and some of them don't. So you just got to make sure pick those and get your right line. And yeah, we started, I think, 9th on today's first heat, and we finished 6th.
Okay, so mid-pack. So
mid-pack.
That'd be a good start.
And I'm sorry, Brian, but I totally nerfed Brian Croft right here in the third rock pile. I bent my whole light bar back, bent the tabs and everything. But it's all in good fun. We were head-to-head on the second rock pile, and then he got the jump out of it and got right in front of me on that center line. And I was just like, Toby's like, you're going to hit him. I'm like, I know.
But, yeah, I mean, Rubbin's racing,
exactly.
and obviously you guys got done. All smiles, high fives.
And I was actually kind of scared because right here on the final turn, he put it up on 2 wheels, and I was right behind him. And I was like,
Yeah, he started biking a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the experience comes in handy to recover from those bicycles.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we thoroughly appreciate you coming up to the Nitto booth and having a chat with us. Jason Berry, best of luck later, and thanks to Wheelan and everybody for everything.
Good luck.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
Earlier in the week, we were able to Pam and I went to the Gomez race shop, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, we're all gearheads. We love racing, so going to tour a legit race shop was absolutely phenomenal. So thanks to the whole Gomez clan for bringing us in, high fives, handshakes, and giving us a full tour. And we'll kind of I caught up with Raul a couple days ago, and here's what we had. We're here at Gomez Race Shop. We have our current king, Raul Gomez. This place is absolutely amazing. Thanks for giving me a quick little tour around here. It's awesome to see what you have going on. I'm excited to see the future with Gomez.
Morning, Miles. Yeah, it's great. Thanks for you guys for coming by. We've just been pretty much in prep mode and getting ready for the races this year. I know the boys went and did Utah a few months ago, and we're just ready to go for this weekend.
And again, you are our current king for King of the Hammers. You're racing with Ultra 4 this weekend. You haven't raced your Ultra 4 car since King of the Hammers, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I haven't. We just since the car was new after Hammers, we did a complete tear down just to double check everything, make sure everything held up, everything was good. So we skipped out in Utah race, and so I'm excited to get back in the seat of this thing and see what it can do here this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be some great short course racing coming up. Like I said, Joe Thompson gave us a quick run through the whole shop. You guys build so much stuff in-house. It is absolutely phenomenal what you guys have going on here. So I'm excited to see what it come together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like I said, this car's new for a short course, so we're trying a few things out this weekend, see how it goes. But this car's feeling fast. I went and tested it on Monday, and it was probably the fastest I've ever driven on a short course with the Ultra 4 car. So it's going to be definitely a game changer for us here this weekend out there.
Well, perfect. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, and this is kind of a home track for you guys. So you guys have raced here with NorCal quite a bit, but you're here for the Stampede this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's our home track. Last year, I actually won the championship from JP. He'd been reigning champion for 6 years, so I actually took the championship from JP on the NorCal Rock race, and so I'm feeling pretty confident coming into this weekend, especially on home track.
And you'll have all 4 Gomez's out there. You have your son Flacco racing. You have JP and Marcos. It's going to be a battle out there, and it's open wheel racing, short course. And you guys you don't cut each other any slack.
No, not at all. And the one guy I'm usually always talking about, I'm worried about JP, but I actually saw Darian Flacco race against JP a month ago down in Prairie City, and he was giving JP a driving lesson out there. So for me seeing that, I was like, wow, the competition is stepping up with the brothers, and he's going to be the kid I'm going to be looking out for all weekend for sure.
And you got to be proud of your son because he started, you've obviously been around him his whole life. You grew up with him. He started racing UTVs, and then you put him in a big car, and he's doing big things.
Yeah, he's in my old car. Well, not old. I mean, things after they rebuilt it all, and he's got a little bit bigger motor in there. It's definitely not a UTV, and my old car still gets with it out there. So I'm excited for him.
Well, best of luck to you and all your brothers with Gomez. It's going to be a fun weekend. Well, Pam, how awesome was that for the Gomez to just bring us in, give us a full tour of the shop? They've got an amazing facility. They run a huge tree business up here in Northern California. One of the biggest. They've got some of the. They employ some of the most people up here in Northern California. They've got a huge business,
yes.
Very successful, and it's great to see them support Ultra 4 as much as they do. And then we were talking to Mario a little bit. We're like, hey, can we come up there? And he's like, yeah, come on in. And then we're pulling up, in the little Mustang, and we're just kind of, where are we going? And I see a truck. We're like, oh, there's Marcos.
Yep,
and he's like, oh, what are you guys doing? I didn't know you were coming. I was like, well, thanks, Mario, for not relaying that. And then he brings us in, and
Raul
like I
knew
said,
we were coming, I think.
and then they spent the next 2 hours of their day showing us the entire race shop. They've got just all of their little event center they have, and all their offices. I mean, it's an amazing facility. So again, thanks to Gomez for giving us that full tour,
and for Marcos telling us that when they purchased that property, there was nothing there.
Yep,
and I'm going,
it's
wow,
amazing.
What they have built up. It was awesome. It was a great backstage tour. It's awesome for the race shops to let us do that, but the Gomez brothers, for sure, it was super cool to go see because they're such a large part of this sport.
Oh, absolutely, and he is our current king at King of the Hammers. He won this year. It's absolutely amazing.
And it's really cool what they're going to do later on. I believe a picture will be posted with the scepter.
I've got the picture, but I didn't want to be the first one to post it. But they've updated the King of the Hammers scepter and made it. It's been around for a long time, but they did a little makeover, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I said, so who'd you make this for? He's like, oh, I made it for me. I'm keeping it next year too.
As he should say that. So, I mean, there's 4 of them out there, so you never know. But, yeah, definitely super cool to go to that shop, and it would love to go see other race shops as well. I'm going at the end of this month to one on the East Coast, so that'll be fun to hopefully have some information to –
And I was talking to Cody Wagner, who makes all of our trophies at LaserNut. He said, hey, next time you're around, come out. So I hope to do a shop tour with him at some point. But up next, we will have the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. This will be another 4-lap race. Everybody will advance to the main event. And the 4,500 class, you can have 2.5 shocks per corner, mechanical steering, a 37-inch DOT tire, and another front engine class. So it's a fun one. I believe we have 10 cars. Well, Travis Riley took a tumble, so now we only have 9 cars that'll be racing. And again, Travis, I hate to see that for you. He was out practicing yesterday, got crossed up in the rigid rhythm section, and completely wadded up his car. He was definitely heartbroken. He is okay. The car's hurt, but I believe he was coming back out here to watch.
Good sport to come back out and watch. It's hard to watch a race whenever you're supposed to be in the race.
Yep, and it sounds like we're getting everything kind of set up. We're just about 10 minutes away from kicking off this next race, so we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Rocks, sand, heat. Life off-road is tough. We wouldn't have it any other way. If AMSOIL products are designed for this kind of punishment, think about what they can do for your daily driver. Upgrade to AMSOIL protection today and get fast free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
4WP is more than a store. We're truck and Jeep experts and have been for over 50 years. From wheel and tire upgrades to full custom builds, 4WP has you covered. Whether you want to order the best parts online or shop in store, do the work yourself or get it done by a pro, all roads lead to 4WP. Do your rig right. Shop online or find your store at 4WP.com.
Hello and welcome. Breathe, relax, and enjoy the meditation. Provided by Yukon Gear and Axle. Shop now. The ultimate in off-road performance.
monster meat.
And welcome back, world, to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California. I am Miles Haswis alongside Mrs. Pam Hall, and we are about to kick off the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. What a wonderful day of racing it's been. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, each and every one of you all over the world. It's been a wonderful morning. We qualified yesterday afternoon, and it's been great, Pam.
It's been a great day of racing. So much excitement already. I can't wait to see the rest of the day that's going on. I've been chiming in and looking at the Facebook pages. Lots of people watching, and I'm sorry I'm behind on some of them, but the good old team just said we can always go tour their shop.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, they've been racing with us for a long time.
Yes.
So that'd be a fun one to go check out.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching the live show. We're trying to bring you guys the best show that we can here, and it's been just a lot of fun out here in Prairie City.
Yeah, no, and Goodalls will be racing in this race right now, so let's kind of give a rundown who's in here. So on the pole position is Chad Jesse.
In that number 2 position, the 7779 of Kenneth Goodall.
And then Joseph Medina, and that is Triple J. I made that I was talking to him last night, and he's actually stepped up and driving that car now, so we had a fun chat last night. So great to put those puzzles together. I've only known him as that, and we had a fun chat last night, so he's out racing.
And then the 4580 of John Matthews in that number 4 position.
Number 13 is, oh my God, Justin Hall.
You had an interview with him the other day as well. In that 6th position, the 4533 of Jesse Balter.
And 7th position, 4531, Sean Rance.
8th position, the 63 of Jimmy Jack.
And that 9th position, 4532, is Steve Crawford.
And then that 10th position, if he was here, he would be in that number 10th position, and the number 4, Travis Riley. But hopefully he's out here watching and cheering on his other teammates. I'm sure he either is here or watching at home. So unfortunate, like you were saying earlier, on the luck of that.
Yeah, and we did get a catch up with Justin Hall yesterday, so we'll see if we can get that little video played here sometime today. We had a little fun with that one. But yeah, this 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class is a fun class, and they showed up pretty good. We started with 10. Riley took a tumble, so now we got 9 cars out there. They will all advance to the main event. This is another 4-lap race. And it's going to be fun. And then their main event will be a 6-lap race. So we're kind of mixing it all up there, and it's going to be a great day of racing. We're not quite halfway through by no means. We've been racing for, hour and a half now. And
really? We've gotten through a lot.
Yeah, it's been pretty good action. JT Taylor, the race director, has been keeping everything running smooth. The Mid-America Outdoor Ultra 4 team's been going good. And John Goodby with the NorCal team, we're all teamed up together for a common goal, and that's to have fun.
Fun I think everybody is having. Last night everybody had fun having a taco truck here for all the driver appreciation. That was an amazing dinner. From the East Coast here, I don't get the good tacos anymore.
So thanks again to the whole Robinette family and Mid-America Outdoor crew for putting that on, a driver's appreciation dinner, because without them we couldn't put on a show. So that's what we're trying to just have, is just it's a fun time, and that's like I said, I was calling the show yesterday, right? Joseph Medina is passing whatever. I had no clue it was my buddy Triple J. So we're sitting in line last night having tacos and chatting, and I all of a sudden he said something about I was talking to his dad, and he said something about his brother Medina. I'm like, so who's Joe Medina? And he's like, well, him. I'm like, oh, that's my buddy Triple J. I didn't know his name.
You didn't recognize the overalls?
I saw that, but I didn't know the name to the face. So he used to co-drive with John Grounds, but now he's taken over that car. So it's great to see Triple J really stepping up and going out there. So it was a way for, like I said, we're all just there having fun. We're talking to each other, and it's crazy that it's such a small world that that's how you learn stuff, is just talking with everybody.
Well,
so
and the drivers that really don't know each other, they can sit there and get to know each other. And the workers, us out here that are working, they're all hanging out over there as well. So, the drivers that are out there, they're thanking people that are working hard out here on the racetrack. And it's just a good thing to do, for sure, to have everybody get together and have that fellowship together, just for a dinner, sit-down dinner. It might be quick,
absolutely.
but hey.
And the tacos were amazing. And I was talking with Gus, kind of the manager that runs all this stuff. He does an amazing job. He's kind of the go-to guy. He's, when I show up early or work late after the races, he's kind of, he's the boss. And me and him were chit-chatting with Rob McCalla and talking about stuff. And he's like, if you ever want to come up here and run, Ford Ice or anything around here, let me know. He's like, well, we're actually heading up there Monday. So they started chatting, and he may be even staying in his spare house. So,
nice.
The Rubicon's up here, Ford Ice. It's an amazing spot. So
2 places I have not gone.
It's on my list, and I will make it at some point.
I lived in California for 30-something years, and I never did it. So.
Well, that's what's wrong with you, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely, one of these days I'll come back up here. I've had some offers of getting in some vehicles with some people, so one of these days I'll do it. But
we'll make it happen.
We need to have a little group. What do you call that? A team building on the Rubicon Trail.
I like that.
I like that.
I like your style. Hey, Gus.
Gus, are you listening?
No, he's probably busy working. But yeah, no, all in good fun. It sounds like we're just a couple minutes away. We should be.
It sounds like part of our production crew is going to be going up and doing some trail riding, so that'll be fun for all of them.
That'd be awesome.
They're the behind the scenes of what we're doing right here. You don't have any idea, like Miles was saying earlier, the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, they're down there having to switch the cameras and make sure our audio. Everything, every little teeny
there's
tiny
a lot
detail.
Going on for sure.
So big shout out to all of our production crew.
Yeah, we got a couple drones in the air. We got 4 or 5 cameras. We got the arrow going across the screen right there.
I didn't see it. I wasn't looking.
Lots of stuff behind the scenes going. And, again, a huge shout-out to the Robinettes, Mid-America Outdoors, Ultra 4, NorCal, all the production people, safety, the media. Everybody's out there having fun. So it looks like JT Taylor's going to give them that little parade lap, and they'll be taking off. Sitting in that pole position is Chad Jesse next to Kenneth Goodall.
Yeah, JT, he's been doing the race directing. He's doing the pace car, making sure everything's running all good and safe out there.
He was flagging a little bit yesterday, and you saw him hauling across the course, checking on Arturo Soria. He is a man on a mission, getting her done, and without him, it would be tough.
Yep, mixture of everything. Bunch of big teamwork around here. We talk about the teams, that they're all out there working together. I mean, this whole group, all of us, we are all one gigantic team as well. And
absolutely.
If it wasn't for the racers, giving feedback and everything, things wouldn't be going so smoothly. We'd just be doing it as, we see it.
And speaking about that, we will have the Drivers' Summit during Visions this year. So make sure if you want to have your voice heard, come to Visions. First off, don't miss Visions. It's an absolute amazing event at Mid-America Outdoors in Jay, Oklahoma. That is in June.
July. Visions
July. Yep, July 13th through the 17th at, like I said, Mid-America Outdoor, Jay, Oklahoma. Put that on the calendar. Do not miss it. And then we're going to end up the year there once again for Legends of the Fall, October 26th through the 30th. So we still have lots of racing yet to come. Next month we head to South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. And then we're going to hit up Sturgis and Crandon later on this year. So be tuned in to Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4.
Year full of fun racing.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And we have the Side-by-Side Championship Series at Mid-America Outdoor off and on all year, too. So it's going to be a fun, busy year. I know, Pam, you've been heavily involved with that, and I've been starting to can't wait to see where it leads.
It's been a lot of fun for sure.
It looks like it is going to be Chad Jesse grabbing the whole shot over Kenneth Goodall, but it was a good drag race. There's Jimmy Jack and his wife, Amy Jack, riding shotgun. Great to see the husband-wife team up. And that's relationship building at its finest. I've always talked about that if you can race with your wife or husband, you can do about anything.
Yes, and they also race up here at the NorCal races as well.
Yeah, this is kind of their hometown track. The first time I met them was at this race in 2017, and just great group. And Chad Jesse gets crumbled up and saved it, but going through some rocks and finally rips off a right front wheel. So Chad Jesse through the rigid rhythm section gets a little crossed up, and he is out of the race. Tough break for him.
Yesterday
to Travis Riley.
Riley, yes.
I hate seeing that as they're heading up the Yukon launch. But boy, he lost it. He bicycled, he saved it, and then was off course, and then went through that little rock section. So it is Ken Goodall out front with Justin Hall right behind him. And Justin Hall's got that brand new 415 stroker built by Grom Racing. So tough break for Chad Jesse. Getting a
little
little.
To show you how hard they're driving to keep those number one positions. But Miles, when we were out there yesterday watching the practice, we were talking about how he was such a hard driver. He was running the same line every time. He was on the gas the whole time.
He was pushing the hardest in practice a couple days ago. So here's the Bronco boulders. And there's Justin Hall, Jimmy Jack, John Matthews. So this will be a race to the finish.
Some tire touching going on up here.
And Justin Hall is smoking, not sure what's going on. And, he better get that.
Yeah, so he just got knocked a little bit. And
so we'll get the safety crew on that as soon as we can. Tough break for Justin Hall.
He getting out of the car. They had to wait till those cars were going by because, you definitely can't get out while they're right there.
So it looks like Justin Hall is out of the car. He is okay, but tough break for Justin Hall. I hate to see that for him.
He's another one. Oh, and you have a tumble right here.
John Matthews takes a bad tumble. Whoa, we've got
this is a tough race right now.
They are pushing hard, so John Matthews tears his car up a little bit. So lots of carnage in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class. So tough break for them.
This is proof right here to show how hard these cars are pushing.
So Justin Hall had a little bit of a fire. They got him out. He's safe. We saw Chad Jesse up front take a tumble. Then we saw John Matthews take a tumble. So lots of carnage here in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class.
And on screen is Jimmy Jack with his wife Amy in the car.
So lots of action out on course as Jimmy Jack's coming into the Bronco boulder fields as we speak. Jimmy and Amy pushing strong in that Get Bit Fab chassis. He's been racing that car for a long time, and that's one of my favorite wraps out here.
I was turned around watching the race going on behind us, Miles, and right before Justin Hall's car went up, I'm not sure who it was that was right next to him. They touched, and then his car went up. So not sure what happened.
What happened
exactly
to Kenneth Goodall? With all the carnage going on, I kind of lost a little bit of who's where, but Jimmy Jack's out front now.
He is out front for sure. Kenneth, not sure what's going on. It's we'll see how many cars are left running out on course.
So it looks like Triple J is going to be in that second position, then Sean Rance Sr. So Sean Rance heading through the Recaro Rocks. And there's a great shot of Justin Hall's car. Tough break for there. There's Jesse Balter heading through the rock section. So Jimmy Jack and Joseph Medina.
And they have John Matthews back on his rubber side down right now.
I saw him fired up, a little puff of smoke, but it looked like a steering rod up front was broke. So tough break there as Jimmy Jack heads through the rigid rhythm section.
This has been one tough race so far.
Jimmy Jack hitting the Gomez jump and now getting ready to hit the Yukon launch. So lots of action all over the race course. This is the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class. You can have 2.5 shocks per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel, mechanical steering, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire, and front-mounted engine only, but unlimited horsepower. So if you are just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. This is the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA in Folsom, California. There's Joseph Medina and Sean Rance Sr.
So we currently have 4 cars that are still running out there on race course out of the 10 that took the green, or 9 that took the green flag.
And there's Chad Jesse took a tumble earlier, and then Justin Hall caught fire, and then John Matthews took a tumble. Where's Kenneth Goodall? I haven't seen him, so what happened?
I believe it was Kenneth Goodall and Justin Hall that kind of tapped right there, so I'm not sure if something might have happened to his car as that little incident happened, because they tapped each other, and then that's when everything happened with Justin Hall.
Yeah, that's a tough break for sure. So white flag out for Jimmy Jack and his wife Amy riding shotgun, and they've got a very good lead. So Joseph Medina with Fly Off-Road in that second position, but on screen in that beautiful built Bronco is Sean Rance. And let's talk about Ford real quick, because there's Ford contingency money on the line. If Sean Rance can win later on today, he'll take home $2,000 because they put up $1,000 for a Ford front clip and then another $1,000 for Ford Performance horsepower. So if he can win this race, he'll bring home $2,000 thanks to Ford Performance.
It's awesome to see a manufacturer step up to the plate and give money back to the racers that are running their products.
Yeah, and speaking of that, let's shout out to Holly, Lasernut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King, Ultimax Belts, King of the Hammers, the Off-Road Syndicate, Mid-America Outdoors, Progressive, 4-Wheel Parts, Optima Batteries, Monster Energy, Bronco, Ford, and Can-Am. Without those amazing partners, we would not be racing today, so please support who supports the sport. As Jimmy Jack comes down that gunite section, heading towards the Bronco Boulders.
They'll be coming in and getting that checkered flag here shortly. They'll clear course, and then we are going to be moving on to the 4,400 Unlimited Heat race number 1 of 2, because we do have 2 heat races today
for
in the
4,400s.
Miles, I don't think you're going to be sitting in your seat, will you?
I doubt it. But up next, we still have the 170s. That's going to be fun. They'll do 4 laps. This will be their main event here in just a little bit.
And the little tykes are over there lined up, as we can see over here to our right.
So Jimmy Jack is coming through the last little rock section. It looks like Jesse Balter pulled into the Amsoil hot pits. Wonder if he's got a tire issue or what's going on. But hopefully they can get everybody lined back out and ready for their main event. That'll be about 4:30 this afternoon. So the checkered flag is ready for Mr. Jimmy Jack and Mrs. Amy Jack. So the checkered flag is flying. Jimmy Jack winning the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class.
And it looks like Sean Rance just went through the Bronco Boulder section.
So Joseph Medina heading through the Recaro rocks. It looks like he'll get second position. And look, Jimmy Jack had a right rear flat tire.
They took it easy when they were coming through the finish line just now, and I was wondering what was going on, but now I see why.
That's exactly why. Yep. Good eye, Pam. So Joseph Medina gets that second place position. Had a fun chat with him and his dad last night. They've been racing here for a long time. Joe started racing dirt bikes at this Prairie City when he was 5 years old.
Huh. Yeah, so he's a young buck out there.
Yep. He's an engineer by trade with Fly Off-Road. So third spot goes to Sean Rance Sr. So it looks like Jesse Balter will be a lap down. We saw Chad Jesse took a tumble. Never saw much from Ken Goodall. I don't have any information on that. We saw Justin Hall having some issues. Never saw much of Steve Crawford. Travis Ryler took that tumble on practice, wasn't able. And then there's another late entry of Diesel Krentz. I didn't see him out there.
All the way from North Carolina.
Carolina, yep. So that was a late entry. He did not race this. We'll see if he can make the main event.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see that he's all the way here from there. So that's super cool.
Looks like Ruben's tuned in. Thanks for that, buddy. And what a wonderful race we had. But that's probably the most carnage we've had yet today.
Yes.
We've seen lots of tires, but we had a couple different rollovers. We had a fire and lots of cars
but
dropping out.
But everybody is safe.
Everybody
the
is
safety
safe
crew
and
was right
sound.
on it.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Thank you, Pam.
So hopefully Justin Hall can maybe get that fixed.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Fires make me nervous, but he's got a great support group, so hopefully he can get it back to the pits and get it figured out. Figure out the issue first, and then see what happened with the fire.
And we were hearing over our PCI race radios that before, and I was looking back at what happened, and you could hear them already on the radio before he was even at a complete stop to be like, get him out of the car, there's a fire coming on. So they were right on it, of course. That's why we have safety crew all over the race course. They're not just in certain sections, they are all around. Lots of recovery crew NorCal Rock Racing has brought in their recovery crew. So they've been out all day long, and it's just all the past 2 days.
Yeah, it's been a busy day. It's been a fun day, and we aren't even done. And, yeah, we've got medics in the AMSOIL hot pits right now. The HCR hot pits were fun, too. Yeah, they were tuned in. It's great. And how cool is that? You can be here on site and tune in because the cell service here is pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of the places we go, we just left Rush, Kentucky,
and there's nothing.
And as soon as you get there, just lights out, no internet. But
on the road into there.
But Travis and Clyde and the gang put on a live show. It's awesome what they can do. So a huge shout out to the production team for making that happen. But we got the Jumbotron down here by Big Merch. So speaking about that, go check out Angel, Tona, and Carly are down there. Go buy an event shirt, buy some goggles, buy Mid-America Outdoors, anything. They've got it all.
Yeah, they have everything for sure. I saw little kids over there. They were over there buying. They have toys for the kids too, like the razors that have the little trailers and stuff. And I asked one of the little tykes, I'm like, are you going to go build some jumps so you can play on it? And he was like, I don't know. He was like, who is this lady talking to me about my toys right now? But it's just fun. They have everything for everybody. They give the kids stickers. The kids love the stickers.
They're handing out the little slap bracelets
last
night.
Remember those from Like With It?
Oh, my kids love them.
They're fun. And then they also, sometimes we have glasses. We're out of the glasses right now, but they have some Mid-America glasses that they'll hand out to the little ones as well.
And then there's just lots of vendors here. We have King Shocks on site, Nitto Tires here, PCI Radios, and Balls Out Racing's here. We've got lots of people, family-friendly spectating at its finest. The stands, they fill up, they come down, but it's only going to get better. The weather's getting beautiful. It's 80 degrees right now. It's going to sneak up to about 90, so it's going to get a little bit warm, but no better place you could be than right here in Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California, for the 2022 Nitto Tires Stampede. It's been a great day, and we should be kicking off the 170 youth class early or here in about 15 minutes, and we were able to catch up. We were able to catch up with some of the drivers, and I think I caught up with Cody Wagner yesterday, so let's check it out. Cody Addington. So I'm here with Cody Addington, number 888 with ADD Racing. We're here for the Nitto Tire Stampede. It's going to be a lot of fun. Short course racing at its finest. I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. I live close to here. I like this kind of racing. That's what this car does good at, and this is what I like, so we're excited for this weekend.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was this track probably 4 years ago when you bought this from Lauren Healy, and you had, what was it, third place, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep, third place. No, second place. First time I ever drove the car. It was 4 years ago because the memories just popped up. So, yeah, it was a fun time, and it's hopefully going to be a good weekend again.
Yeah, this car has won a lot of races, and with zero seat time, you got on the podium the first time. You've been on the podium since then as well, but I think you're hungry to get back there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's been a little bit. We had some struggles, just like everyone in this sport. It comes and goes in waves, so yeah, we're dialing the car in still and making it better and faster and shooting for that top spot.
And you're one of my favorite stories to talk about because you started in that old clapped-out Toyota that you still have that you go pre-running in and go up run the trails and all that. But you ran that in the stock class, finished. Dave said, "Hey, you finished. You want to race in the 4400 class in the old Toyota?" You did, and then look where you've came. You've bought a 4400 car, and then you've stepped up to a real IFS car. It's really cool to see your progression.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I grew up rock crawling kind of in that same Toyota. I still own that. We just decided let's go racing, and it may not have been the best idea, but I can't seem to get away from it.
Well, Cody, it's going to be a lot of fun, wheel-to-wheel action. Best of luck, buddy.
Right on. Thank you, guys.
The thing that people don't realize about ARB is that they have been developing the parts as our series and our sport has grown to these new extremes. They keep evolving as the sport has evolved.
Welcome back to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede. We're here at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. I'm Miles Haswis alongside Mrs. Pam Hall, and we are going to be kicking off the 170 youth class here in just a little bit. They are a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to see them. It's the future of the sport. We got a lot of dads and moms out there that have their kids here anyway, so bring a little 170 and have some fun. It's great to see.
Definitely. We were talking about all the family that, involved in the sport. We've seen some interviews with Raul Gomez earlier. It sounds like they're going to go ahead and cut to one. We had a chat with Darian Gomez yesterday, so let's see what he has to say. All right, so we are over here in the Gomez Brothers pits. I'm here with Darian Gomez. You were out there practicing. You had a couple practices today. What do you think of the race course?
It's definitely fast. It's definitely fun. The race course is similar to NorCal's round 1, so I'm kind of used to it and good used to the turns. I'm just excited to go out there. It's a fun, fast course. It's going to be a fast race, I tell you that, tomorrow, Saturday, and all day tomorrow.
So do you guys, have you been making any side bets here in the pits?
Nothing yet. We're still kind of been quiet around here, so just trying to get prepared and ready to go.
So out here, you mentioned NorCal Rock Racing. I believe you were running between first and second place on that first round and ended up with a flat tire. Who were you battling against? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was battling my Uncle JP. It was back and forth, and I was able to finally pass him and just pushed it a little too hard and got a flat. So that's just my luck. So I'm here to, I guess, redeem myself against him, and we'll see what happens.
So do you have a strategy going into qualifying today? Do you have everybody wants to start in the number 1 position, but do you have a strategy of trying to do that, or do you going to be kind of conservative to save the car for tomorrow?
I definitely want to be conservative. I'm going to shoot for top 10, maybe top 5. It is short course, so you have to either go all out or nothing, right? So my strategy is better when I'm in the actual race than qualifying. I do always not that good, so.
Well, you're up and coming for sure in this sport. You've been racing quite a while, side-by-sides, and now in the 4400 class. It's super exciting to see you out here. I know that everybody coming to watch is always wanting to watch the Gomez brothers racing. I mean, you're your son and nephew, but good luck out there tomorrow and today during qualifying.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today, and then tomorrow. Make sure you guys are here. It's going to be a good battle.
All right, thank you.
Well, there was the scepter that they just redone. It was a great chat you had with Darian. I mean, the whole Gomez crew is here. They've got 4 cars that will be racing here in just a little bit. So it's great to catch up and have a little chat. And I hope you guys are enjoying it because we enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and Darian, he's the young one coming up with them, and he's out there, battling it out. In Moab, he was battling it out with his uncle Marcos, and that was a lot of fun to watch. I love hearing them heckle back and forth with each other.
Their laughs are the best in the sport for sure. And if you didn't know, that is Darian Gomez. That's Raul's son,
yes.
Our current king, and that's why he has the scepter there. And it was a little sneak peek of it, but they've done some cool things to it.
And he's running in Raul's old car.
Yep.
So,
the old King car.
Talk about hand-me-downs. He's got a good hand-me-down.
I'd take a hand-me-down like that anytime, that's for sure. But they all run tight with Joe Thompson and UFO. He's part of their race program, and they build some amazing stuff. So great to see what they pump out. But up next is going to be the 170 class.
The Tiny Tots. I call them the Tiny Tots all the time.
So who do we got, Pam?
All right, in that number 1 position is going to be the 117 of Alex Ranu.
And number 66 is Anderson Porter.
And in that 3rd position, the number 22 of Dylan Trent.
The birthday boy, Dylan Trent. He turned 13 years old. That's Derek and Lisa's kid. Pretty cool to see. And then in that 4th position is going to be Brentley Dixon.
And then in the number 5th position, the number 75 of Peter Abb.
And that's Edwin Abb's son. It's great to see. In that 6th spot, number 114, Grace Hennel.
And in that 7th position, the number 21 of Jackson Gunter, which we had the interview with yesterday. Super cute group of kids.
We'll see his dad, Jaron Gunter, race in a little bit. And then at 8th position is going to be Taysom Mastersmith. So got 8 little tots out there running around. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, the future of our sport, the young guns, guys and gals out there having a blast. Well, they should be kicking off here in about 5 minutes. I heard JT talking. He was watering the track a little bit, keeping everything going on. But yeah, it's we got a lot of racing yet to come.
Yes.
We will take a little bit of break after the 170s to do some more track maintenance, and then at 11:30 we're going to kick off heat number 1 for the 4400 class.
And out I can't even talk right now. I'm getting so tongue-tied. We have 2 170 classes that will be out on race course. We do have the 170 modified class, and then we have the the limited class. So between the 8, we have 4 and 4 of each class out on race course today.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we got a little note up here that Jason Sears, number 2 and 8, missed his prelim earlier. He broke the frame and the motor mount area. So what they did is they cut up one of the trailers that they had, cut some steel out of the trailer to get it fixed. So Jesse Balter, so Jason Sears wanted to give a huge shout out to Jesse Balter for helping him. They cut on his trailer a little bit, patched it in, welded her up. So he will be making the main event. So, that just goes back to the Ultra 4 Mid-America family. Teamwork makes dream work, and they're going to be out there racing.
And he was the number 1 qualifier yesterday in his class.
Yep, and then had some issues with that frame. He said I walked by, it was yesterday, and they were on a trailer, and they had some jacks. They had it strapped down. I didn't know what was going on.
I did see that.
Yeah, I went over and chatted. His frame was bent up and hitting his drive shaft in a couple spots. So they bent it down, and now it's broken. So that car's been put through the paces.
Well, and he races out here, too.
Yeah,
with
he does the NorCal, yep.
Rock Racing Series. So it's it's a well-used car, and he's out here racing with us. And again, we were saying he's normally the mechanic with Dan Wyrick's car, and he's kind of moved over with Paul Wolf just a little bit.
Yep. Helped transition Paul in his new car, and I just got a deal. Justin Cowers tuned in. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thanks for saying thanks, but thanks for watching. You know what I mean. And again, you can go to the MAO app. Go to ultra4racing.com/live. Go to the MAO and Ultra 4 Facebook and YouTubes, and check it out. We'll be live racing all day long. And if you want to do the timing, go to live.ultra4racing.com. You can have the same timing we have up here in the Nitto booth, and there's a lot going on. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
There's a lot going on, a lot to it. Like you were saying, the Mid-America app, you can go directly to it from there. I highly suggest going ahead and downloading it. The schedule's on there. Lots of information. And then today we have the 170s going right now. Like you said, we have a little bit of track maintenance that will be going on. We'll actually get a little bit of a lunch break, so go refuel for the rest of the day.
It's going to be a good day, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Get lunch plans figured out. Get your beverages figured out, because it's going to be a party.
It's going to be a fun day, fun day.
And again, if you're anywhere in the Folsom, Sacramento area, we still have tickets for sale at the gate. They're $25 per person. Children 12 and under are free, so come on out. It's only going to get faster. We're still doing prelims. We got the 170s next. And hopefully we'll throw up the schedule here in a little bit so you guys can see what's going to happen later on today. But the 170s are getting ready to take off. And then we'll have the 4,400 heat race 1, heat race 2, and then the 4,800 LCQ, the top 5 advanced from all of those. UTV main event at 2 o'clock, 4,600 main at 2:30, 48 mains at 3:30, 4,400 LCQ at 4 o'clock, 4,500 main at 4:30, and then at 5:30, the 4,400 main event. We'll have 15 of the fastest guys and gals out on course. It's just going to be a fun day of racing, so be sure to either tune in here or come on out.
I can only imagine what their heat races are going to be like. I mean, look what we just saw in the 4,500 modified class.
That was the gnarliest one we've seen yet. The 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class threw it down. We saw Chad Jesse took a tumble. John Matthews took a tumble.
Talk about not holding back.
Not sure what happened to Ken Goodall. Justin Hall had issues. They, no holds bar. They were sending it. But
exactly.
Everybody's safe and sound. Everything's good. We saw Travis Riley took the tumble, and he just sent me a message saying he's excited to be here watching, but he's bummed that he's not racing.
Yes, and the weather couldn't be any better. I mean, we're up here in the shade, so I'm not sure how hot it is standing out there in the sun, but it's a beautiful day up here in Northern California. And it's been a while since I've been up here. But it's a gorgeous,
beautiful
in
part
this
of
area.
the country. Absolutely.
Not too far down the road, you got South Lake or Lake Tahoe, I should say, which is a beautiful place. You were saying you haven't been there yet.
Not yet, but I hope to see it at least once.
That's one place I always say if I ever hit the lottery, I'm buying a house.
Oh, there we go.
It's gorgeous up there. And, afar we can see the other day, you could see some snow still on the mountains out there. They have lots of ski resorts in that area. So lots to do up here. You have Napa Valley, so wine country is not too far down the road. You got the San Francisco Bay Area. It's just we're so located right here where you could go anywhere you want to see, the beach, the mountains, whatever.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
It's a wonderful part of the world for sure. This is our second race for the Ultra 4 Western Series. We're super excited to be back. Our third and final Western Series race is going to be the Black Hills Throwdown in Sturgis, South Dakota at the Buffalo Chip during Bike Week. That is August 5th through the 7th, and it's going to be a huge event. I've heard some live music's going to be there. I've heard about a rodeo, America Pro Rock, downhill Barbie Jeep. I mean, Sturgis is going to be one to watch. So
Barbie Jeep,
tune in.
They need their own series because now we have it the Memorial Day weekend at Mid-America. We have it.
Yeah, coming up here in just a couple weeks. It's been
know.
busy. I can't wait to be there for that as well.
And then Legends, or not Legends, but the Visions. There's Barbie Jeep, then Sturgis, and then Legends. There should be a little series within itself.
Yeah,
I don't think USAC will go for that, though.
Yeah. But all in good fun. It sounds like the 170ers are
getting close.
Getting bunched up. We'll get them out. And
Gomez, their camp is right here next to us. You can hear their motors are warming up over there, so they'll start going over to the lineup.
So, again, we need to give a huge shout-out to Holly EFI, LaserNut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto Tires, King Shocks, Ultimax Belts, King of the Hammers, Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Mid-America Outdoors, The Off-Road Syndicate, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC Cars, 360 Wraps, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Raceline Wheels, PCI Race Radios, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, Action Sports Canopy, Off the Grid, Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, HCR, Warren, last but not least, Factor 55. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these wonderful partners, we would not be racing here today for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA, just outside of Folsom, California.
And speaking of Warren, it was awesome. Amber Turner's mom comes up here, Dolly. She comes up and says, hey, make sure you mention that Warren Winch is holding her hood down.
Because we saw in qualifying yesterday, it came up a couple times on him.
Well, and her brother comes up here and he talks to us, and he was like, slam on the brakes and I'll hit it down every time. And so that's how they were getting the hood back down.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
I'm
but
like,
they made it happen.
Zip ties, you know, that's what I'm saying. You got to have zip ties on a car. It's not a race car.
There's a lot of truth to be told there. And you can see, the 4-wheel parts in Holly and Optima and Progressive, those wind blades right there are the wind's picking up a little bit, so that'll help with the wind. They did just put a little bit, the wind will help with the dust.
Yes.
Get a little tongue-tied. Thank you, Pam.
We're going to be doing this for 12 hours, Miles. It's got to be expected.
It's going to happen. That is no doubt about it. But we are having fun, and I hope you all here on site and back at home are enjoying it.
Well, last night as we're driving back, leaving here, it was pretty funny. We're sitting here talking. We're going to be on here all day long today, and we're going, well, let's see who's going to be a horse by about 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, no doubt. There's Chad Jesse's car, I believe, getting the Fork of Shame out of there.
What'd you say, the Fork of Shame?
The Fork of Shame.
The telehandler?
Yep.
Now I know the name of it.
It depends on the day. You can call it whatever you
want.
want.
What did I call it? I said the big forklift.
And you're right.
I mean, it is. It's gigantic. Telehandler. Why is it called a telehandler?
Heck if I know. I didn't make it up.
It looks like forklifts.
But those things are handy. We use those a lot of places we go. Setting up the Jumbotron. At King of the Hammers, we use it doing everything. So, they're super, super handy.
Putting those Connex boxes together, because they have to stack them. Yeah, those things are very handy. You can see where we're sitting, because we're sitting up in a tower. You can't see where we're at, but we can look over to our south side of where we're sitting, and Hangtown has some motocross riders over there, so it's super cool to see that from up here. Hangtown, I've never been there. I've heard all about it. I've heard all about this whole entire area, but that is a very well-known motocross track.
Yeah, I've seen lots of videos there of some showing out, so it's cool to see them out there having some fun as well. The crowd is starting to pull in. Going to be a lot of fun here racing for the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. We're getting ready to kick off the 170 youth class main event. They qualified yesterday, and they are about to go down. And on that pole position is Alex Renew.
Oh, Dave Conklin just chimed in. He said because it telescopes out.
All right, the telehandler, yep. So we have Alex Renew, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, the birthday boy, Brentley Dixon, Peter Abt, Grace Hennel, Jackson Gunter, and Taysom Messersmith.
And Brett Harrell's asking, wanting to know where the schedule is. I know it was posted last night on social media, but it's also over here on the back side of the tower where we're at. Yolanda Martinez, Jeep Thrills out of Compton, California, chiming in. That's awesome to see everybody chiming in and letting. Oh, somebody else said because the boom telescope's out.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for all the info.
I know. Thanks, Trey Moore.
And they can handle anything. How about that?
Learn something new every day. And Peyton, Miss Dirt Princess 7 on social media, she said she still wishes she raced in the 170s, but she is loving her XP 1000.
Yep. Mrs. Dumford, she races at MAO and with us at Ultra 4.
Yes, it's exciting to see her out there, and it's super cool to see that she's moved on up on the classes. And I understand the 170s, but you got to move up. Can't fit in the cars anymore.
Yeah, her dad,
more horsepower.
Jarrell, rides with her out there in Kentucky.
That was a fun course. The ride.
Oh,
well, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, no,
but
they're all a great time.
I didn't have to work on a race car afterwards, though.
yeah, that mud was horrible. TP Palmer's tuned in, and Randy Watson, thanks for checking us out. They're going to do a quick sight lap, and we will be racing here very, very shortly for the 170 main event. The moms and dads and grandmas are excited for this one for sure. Hopefully they're on site, but if not, they're tuned in live for sure. And there is JT Taylor, our race director, taking these young guys and gals out for a quick little parade lap. This one's just over a half a mile. We cut out all the rocks, cut out the big jumps. They do hit the first Gomez tree jump, and then they take a left in just before the Yukon launch.
Yeah, there really wasn't an area that they would be able to cut across right there to go up the Yukon launch as well. So, yeah, cutting it right before there was a little bit of a road, because they have, emergency vehicle roads and fire roads out here for whenever we need to get across race course and everything. So it's just cool to see them out there racing, having a blast, and then they'll get to go and they'll get to watch everybody later on, their parents or the people they look up to. But Trent Roberts, he's chimed in as well. He said he was out here, wishes he was out here racing with us.
Yeah, he's been racing Ultra 4 for quite a while, so hate to not see you out here, but I'm sure you'll be back. So, again, we want to give Dylan Trent a happy birthday. He's out there racing on his birthday. I can't think of a better birthday present than that, unless you can take home one of those laser nut trophies.
Yeah, that's super cool to see them. They love the trophies. I mean, sometimes we have racers that will give kids trophies.
Yeah, Shannon Campbell is one that comes to mind, that I've seen him give away so many trophies to kids, so many body panels. I mean, he's in the Off-Road Hall of Fame. He's a 3-time king, and it's great to see what he gives back to the sport.
I mean, like we were saying, the future of the sport right here, they look up to them, and they're like, you know what, I want to be like that someday. Like, they want to be that fan favorite out here.
Oh, absolutely.
And as they don't know and probably don't understand right now, but they are the fan favorite as they are in the little 170s anyway. But we do have 2 170 classes out there. We do have the 170 modified and we have the 170 limited.
So, again, thank you to everybody tuning in to the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA in Folsom, California.
It's a beautiful day out here. The weather's gorgeous.
It sounds like we have 2 laser nut trophies, first place for each class. So the 170s will be kicking off here very shortly. They're out there taking their little parade lap. Race director J.T. Taylor keeping them honest. So Alex Ranu, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, Brentley Dixon, Peter Abb, Grace Hinnell, Jackson Hunter, and Taysom Messersmith. So getting a little chatter through on PCI Race Radios. This is not their main event. This is their prelim getting everything set up. And then we'll be giving trophies out after the main events later on today. So what a great day of prelims we've had. We still have some main events yet to come. It's going to be a great, great day. You do, John. So got another special guest up here. We've got Phil Blurton Sr. How's it going, buddy? I didn't know you were coming by.
Well, this is our home track here, you know. So, yeah, Phil's back getting ready. We're going to go down and race the Baja 500, so he's not showing up today. So I thought I'd come down
and just kind of spectate, huh?
Bring a little eye candy down to the show, you know?
Yeah, and
that's just what you got.
What, next week the pre-running starts for the Baja 500?
Yeah, we go down in about 10 days and start pre-running for about a week and then race.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys have had some huge success lately, and everything's going rolling pretty smooth. So, yeah, the Baja 500 is next, and what's next after that?
Well, after that, he could race the 400, but Vegas to Reno.
Okay. Oh, that's my favorite race.
And, you know, he just had he's okay, but he had a horrific crash at the Silver State 300.
Oh, he did.
When was that one?
Yeah, he rear-ended a trophy truck at about 60.
Oh, I did see that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that's a tough break. So we are live racing. So Blurton, thoroughly appreciate you coming through, but we're going to call the show. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys. Have a great day. Okay.
So we have Brentley Dixon, Peter Abb, Grace Hinnell, Jackson Gunter, Alex Renew, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, the birthday boy, and Taysom Messersmith running a good race so far. They're running just over a half a mile track. They will be doing 4 laps. And it's going to be fun to watch these young guys and gals out here on course.
And I'm sorry, Miles, who was it that got that little hole shot? I was not.
I missed it, too.
I keep saying little because all the little tykes are out there. That is the 117. The 117Y,
so that's
is Alex Renew. Yes.
So he got the
whole
hole shot.
He was a late entry, I believe, yesterday.
Yep. Well, they had school yesterday, remember?
I know,
so a lot
of
of their parents made them go to school yesterday, and they will bypass all the rock sections. They are running 4 laps, so they'll be racing about 2 miles out there. So Alex is out front, and then Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, Brentley Dixon, Peter Abb, Grace Hinnell, Jackson Gunter, and Taysom Messersmith.
And I can't confirm this, but my guess would be all of these kids probably race out here at the NorCal Rock Racing Series.
Most of them are local, yep.
Yep.
There's a Trent Fab car.
But
that's the 66 of Anderson Porter. So as they come through, looks like it's Alex Renew, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, Taysom Messersmith.
Let's see here. Yeah, Bentley Dixon came through in that number 1 position. Now, Bentley was actually in school yesterday.
Our timing's a little off here. Alex Renew, then they're just refreshed on us. So it's Alex Renew, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent, Taysom Messersmith, Brentley Dixon, Peter Abb.
But Bentley Dixon had a fill-in yesterday for qualifying because Bentley was
Piper,
at school.
Right?
Yeah, Piper was here qualifying. She normally is out there racing herself, but her car is not here, so she still got to get in one, which is good.
Yeah, that's cool. And you we saw that interview that you did with her a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is fun to watch the young kids out there having a ball.
Maybe we can get the birthday boy up here later if they have some time.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Dylan Trent, he just turned 13 years old today. That is Derek and Lisa Trent's son. Great to see them out here, and he just turned 13 years old today. And like I said, what better would it be to take home a laser nut trophy for your birthday? Lots of people in the grandstands watching the young tykes out there having a blast. The 170 racers are a lot of fun to watch.
It's been pretty dang busy, and we don't have Brandon here to do it, but we're going to do our best to do it there in the main for sure.
Got a little battle going on screen here as they went across the Gomez tree. I can't quite tell who that is. Oh, that is the 117 of Alex Renew and Anderson Porter going 1 and 2. Oh, Anderson took that a little too wide.
But keeps her going. So they're pushing hard, and they're going to be bypassing the Bronco boulders here in just a second. What a great day of racing it has been, and we are not over yet.
And they get another race.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch these young tykes out there.
The tiny tots.
Very, very exciting for them.
I don't know why I'm saying tiny tots.
Oh, it's because they're little kids. I love it.
Yeah, but who is it? It's their birthday?
Dylan Trent.
He's 13. He's a teenager, and I'm calling him a tiny tot.
And the white flag is out and flying for Alex Renew, Anderson Porter, Dylan Trent.
And Taysom Messersmith. I like to add letters into names.
Oh, and little lap traffic there. We also have Bentley Dixon out there, Peter Abb, Jackson Gunter, and Grace Hennell having fun out on course.
I believe that's Grace right there that just got passed
by Anderson Porter. So up front, Alex Renew's got the whole shot, was the fastest qualifier yesterday, and still out front. Anderson Porter makes another move of some lap traffic around Jackson Gunter. Remember, there are two different classes, so that's the UTV 170 Modified and the UTV 170 Limited. So in first place for the Limited is Brentley Dixon, then Peter Abb, and then Jackson Gunter. But in that Modified class, it's still Alex out front.
And they're getting the checkered flag all ready to come out, and as Alex is getting ready to come across the finish line in that number 1 position.
So checkered flag out for Alex Renew, and then second place.
Yeah, not too far behind is Anderson Porter in that number 66.
And then the birthday boy, it looks like, should get that third position.
There's a pass going on right there on the Talladega turn, though.
So Dylan Trent, gets that third position in the UTV Modified.
Yes, and Taysom Messersmith, that 4th position. So they get another race later on, and that's going to be exciting. I'm sure they're all excited right now already being in the race car.
So Bentley Dixon, then Peter Abb, Jackson Gunter, and Grace Hennell in that UTV 170 Limited class. But again, a huge congrats to Alex Renew. First, Anderson Porter second, and third position goes to Dylan Trent.
And the 299, was it 299?
229?
229 of Dylan Trent. Is he he's not a late entry this morning, correct?
Nope, he's been here. So, and then in the UTV Limited class, first place goes to Brentley Dixon, second place goes to Peter Abb, and in that third position should be Jackson Gunter. It's fun to see these young guys and gals out on course having a blast. mean, again, they're here with most of them are here with their family anyway, so might as well bring a little 170 and have some fun. Looks like that's Grace Hinnell, I believe.
I mean, I would have loved to have one of these. These are just
absolutely
big old power wheels.
Yep.
With a real engine in them. All right, we're getting an updated schedule here. So it looks like the UTV 170 class main event is going to be happening today at 2:45.
Thank you for that update.
And we're going to do a little bit of track maintenance here shortly and reset and get going. And
so it sounds like the course is cold. We just wrapped up the prelims for the UTV 170 class. Lots of fun out there. And then they'll have their main event later on today at 2:45. I apologize. We had a little mix-up there, but we're going to have it going down. We will be giving away the Laser Nut trophies after the main events. If we have time to do it live, we will with Joey Beck.
Exactly.
If we don't, we'll record them and we'll play them back later on.
So friends and family that are home watching, and then we told you it was the main event, you get to watch it all over again and have some more excitement.
Yeah, it's going to be great today. A great showing today here at the 2022 Nitto Tire Stampede at the Prairie City SVRA just outside of Folsom, California. Lots of action has came this morning. We're going to take a quick little break here in a little bit for some track maintenance, and then at 11:30 here in about 40 minutes, we're going to kick off heat race number 1 for the 4400 Unlimited class. And then we'll have 2 heats there. The top 5 advance from there. We will have an LCQ with another 5. And then tonight at 5:30, we'll have the main event with 15 4400 cars on this track. Side-by-side action through the rocks, through the whoops, over the jumps. It's going to be action. So it sounds like we're going to do a little track maintenance and make sure the track's all good for the fast guys and gals out there. So we'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
Bronco, an American classic, returns. And it only gets better when it's outfitted with the right gear. From bumpers to winches, rigging accessories, suspensions, body armor, and wheels. You need a full array of gear to outfit your Bronco for adventure. Get them now at warn.com.
Really thankful to have VP Fuels on board.
UTV 96 is like perfect in these things, makes them rip.
It ran cool, it ran strong.
We got into those rock sections where we really needed that throttle response, and it was right there every time.
We run all VP lubricants. We haven't had any problem with any kind of leaking or any kind of heating issues.
And in the state Frosty, no drama, temperature stayed under 200 the entire race.
Welcome back. We just watched the 170s out there doing their heat race. They'll be racing again later on, like Miles was saying, at 2:45. But it sounds like we have some track maintenance that's going on. We're going to go refuel. Everybody's going to refuel their bodies for the rest of the day for their races. Miles?
So yeah, if you are on the Facebook, we are going to shut it down momentarily and get everything rebooted up. So make sure you tune back in here in just a little bit. Ultra4racing.com/live. Go to the MAO Facebook. Go to their YouTube. Go to Ultra4. Check it out. We will be live racing for the 4400s at 11:30. So tune in a little early so you don't miss the start. But we'll take a quick break and we'll have some 4400 racing here in just a little bit.